to go live at all. I'm still that way. Still somewhat, a little bit loopy, but I'm going to try to make it happen. Couple things I want to talk about. You see what the screen says. I see the assassins have failed. We're going to talk about this. I want to get in detail on this because what do I want to say? A few people have tried to put tried to take Trump's life. And by the way, because the screen is dark, you can see what I'm seeing on the monitor behind me, which is President Trump is hosting a maternal health care event. So if you're looking at the screen behind me, you can see Trump's face there. He's actually talking live right now. And so that's what you're seeing there. I'll have to change that. I don't know. My screen is, when I have a black screen like this, the main monitor reflects in it. So that's what you're seeing. And somebody said he's not sleeping. Yeah, there is video or footage of Trump at a conference sleep. Shout out to President Trump for not being held to the same account that Joe Biden would have doing the same thing, because President Trump has been caught dozing off several times at this point, and they're not holding him to the same account. So shout out to President Trump for being able to escape that. But anyway, let's get on with the program. As you see, the live stream is appropriately titled, "Why do you still support President Trump?" Or even better yet, why do you think so many folks still do? I mean, he is still adored and liked by millions of voters. Millions of people still adore and love President Trump. Why do you still support President Trump? Is going to be our first question. Now, obviously, that question comes with bullet points. Number one being his campaign promises. His campaign promises of what he promised versus what he is doing. I won't say polar opposites, because he has, did things with immigration and, a few things there. But for the most part, his campaign promises versus what he has done are not very similar. He's done a lot different than what he originally campaigned on. So we're going to talk about that. But what I want to get into, and I do want to hear from you folks why you still support President Trump, and maybe why you think if you don't support President Trump, perhaps why you believe others do not. So we're going to talk about it from both sides of the end. And thank you, by the way. How are you, Tim? What say you, Dosidio? We're saying the program is on. So we're going to talk about that. And I see Ernita says they're racist. That's why they support him. I don't know if everybody supporting Trump is racist. That's a pretty strong statement. Alter ego, yeah. Appreciate the hat and mustache. Got your boy looking real Hispanic there. Thank you. Got the little Tom Selleck mustache. But let's get into the more dark side of the purpose why I'm doing this live. You see on the screen, we're talking about people allegedly trying to put hits out on President Trump's life. Everybody's aware of what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, what happened on the golf course at Mar-a-Lago, and as of late, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. If you want to throw in political violence as an entirety, we could also bring up what happened to Charlie Kirk. I'm bringing this up, and we're going to discuss this because somebody said all staged. Well, Charlie Kirk's situation certainly was not staged. You're going to tell me Charlie Kirk was staged as well? What, is he alive and hanging out with Elvis and Tupac? Charlie Kirk's situation absolutely was not staged. But what I want to talk to you about in regards to this is there's no shortage of MAGA and Trump supporters indicating that the rhetoric coming from the left-wing media, the rhetoric coming from left-wing voters is what is leading to left-wing violence. They're indicating that everybody that tried to take President Trump's life are liberals. They're indicating that all of these people were liberals, up to and including Tyler Robinson, the individual that tried to take that successfully took the life of Charlie Kirk as well. So all of these assassins are allegedly liberals. Evil B. Babu says, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the greatest showman on earth. This man knows how to run a show. Show your appreciation. Show your thunderous applause. Give it up for Tim Liberals, best host man. Wow, that is a hell of an introduction there, Evil. Thank you very much. And I tried to do it justice by reading it correctly. Thank you, Evil B. Bye. Boo. Much appreciated. So, in regards to this, all of these hitmen, I'm going to try not to use the assassin's word too much because I don't want to trigger the censors. But allegedly, all of these hitmen are liberals. If you ask the right, MAGA, President Trump, J.D. Vance, Carolyn Leavitt, all liberals, all coming from media, liberal rhetoric and outrage, liberal violence we're talking about. So what I want to ask right off the bat is, how do we know? How do we know they're liberal? What have you seen to suggest all of these folks were liberal? The guy who tried to do Trump in on the golf course in Mar-a-Lago, he's already been convicted. He's doing life in prison. We haven't even heard from this guy. How do we know he is liberal? Why are MAGA and Trump, folks on the right, calling all of these folks liberal? We don't know much about this guy at all, the one that was on the golf course in Mar-a-Lago. We can talk about the 20-something, Butler, Pennsylvania, taken out by snipers working for the government. I think he was in his early 20s. How do we know he's a liberal? What have you seen to suggest that he was? Butler, Pennsylvania, we got Mar-a-Lago. Last but not least, the guy who was just tackled at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Once again, how do you know? And now in the comments, I want to point out one of my viewers, what is this? Is Funnelite or Fumelite? Fumel, you got a hell of a name. Fumal time. How do you know? He says they're all liberals. Fine, I get your point, but we're going to be here. We want to discuss. I want to discuss with you folks. I want you guys to enlighten me because I'm going to tell you I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant as hell on this. I need to know, why are they considered liberals? What evidence suggests that these all were liberal people? What have you seen? So we talked about the guy at Butler, the guy on the golf course in Mar-a-Lago, and last but not least, the White House Correspondents' Dinner guy that was tackled. All of these guys are liberal, up to and including Tyler Robinson, the guy that tried to take out Charlie Kirk. What have you seen to suggest these all were liberal people? We're going to talk about that. And just a twisted offshoot of this subject before I start taking calls and going to the comment section. And by the way, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 10,000. But before we start taking calls and going in the comment section, the White House Correspondents' Dinner guy that was tackled, you've seen him. I don't know why I didn't bring the picture of him up on the ground, but everybody's seen him on the ground there with the Secret Service standing over him. He's been charged with trying to take the life of the president. Here's what I want to ask you folks. Considering that he ran past security with a firearm on him and was stopped on a different floor than President Trump was located, and there is no manifesto left behind indicating he wanted President Trump's life. He talked about the Trump administration. Apparently his manifesto is anti-Trump's administration, but he didn't say anything about trying to take Trump out. Here's the question. How can they prove, consider how far back they stopped him and how many people were in the room with Trump, that he actually was trying to take out the president? I know it sounds ridiculous. I get it. I get that most likely was the cause. But remember, you're trying to convict the guy. And I believe the order generally given by most judges is beyond a reasonable doubt. Maybe he was going after Vance. Maybe he was going after Melania. He's been charged with going after the president. He's been charged with going after the president. How can you prove with this guy being stopped so far? He wasn't even on the same floor as the president, much less in the same room. Perhaps he was going in there to make a threat. Maybe brandish a weapon and make a threat. Fix health care or else. That's not actually trying to take his life. So the point is, now that they've charged him with this, how can you prove he was actually trying to take the president's life when he didn't get to him and there were other people in the room and he never came out and confessed to that? Can they actually prove that? Very similar to 8647 from former FBI Director James Comey, which nobody believes that's going to culminate into a conviction. That's not going anywhere. I think even the folks on the right realize that. The goal was just to make life harder for Comey, but that's really going nowhere. But we're talking about, can we prove that this guy at the White House Correspondents' Dinner was actually going after Trump? So looking at it, and by the way, in his manifesto, I can't pronounce the name, but you said he mentioned Trump. He said PDF, he called him a pedo in his manifesto. Okay, but that doesn't mean he's trying to take his life. That's still not enough to suggest he was trying to take his life. He's not even in the same room with him. So I'm just simply saying it depends on the finagling of his attorney, but there is a case to be made that perhaps he was after somebody else for some other reason, or that he was just trying to make a threat with the firearm. He didn't fire a shot. So we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, looking in the comments, Evil says, Tim, don't worry. I think Gangsta Grandma has some Advil and some Tylenol, and she can definitely make a headache go away super quick. I could use a pill or two. Do you know how dangerous that woman is? Extremely outrageous, gorgeous. Kind of reminds me of the old TLC album, Crazy, Sexy, Cool. He says, Gangsta Grandma, extremely dangerous, but extremely outrageous, gorgeous. Wow. Let me go on and get into the show now. Tap the screen, get the lights on up. This is Uncensored Program, and I have to give the spiel. We don't block, ban, or censor anyone. We say it on every broadcast. We are MAGA friendly. Hopefully we get some MAGA up today, because the main topic, the main topic is these hits on Trump, but the side topic is, why do you still support President Trump if you do, or why others are still supporting the commander-in-chief? So I would love to hear that answered by some MAGA. We don't block, ban, or censor anybody on the program. Liberals are welcome as well. Our comments go left of Bernie Sanders to I'm having dinner with Q. You can be critical of anybody on this program, including yours truly. So looking in the comments here, right off the bat, Uncle Tom says, Noided. I appreciate your input, Noided. I don't think I'm related to you, and my name ain't Tom, but thank you for your input. I support Trump because I like his policies and it pisses off the libs, says Handsome Conservative. I actually think that's going to probably be a fairly common answer. I think that's going to be a fairly common answer. I don't know about the policies, though. I think the pissing off the libs is really popular. But you agree with the policies of war and all of this stuff? You actually favor that? I don't know about the policies, but I certainly believe that the pissing off the libs part. Let me go straight to the box, and we'll make it happen. Tap the screen. As always, we'll start out with Harley. Good evening, Harley. Welcome to the program. Sleeping Trump. He's awake now. Good evening, Harley. Did he bring him up? No, Harley did not come up. He started a war he can't finish. He can finish the war. Who said that? He absolutely can finish the war in Iran. Chris, the problem is he can't finish it in a way that satisfies the Americans, because it would he could go over there and really have his way with Iran, but it would be a lot of American casualties behind it. And that's where he has to take a back seat, because the American people have no appetite for that. Let me go back to the box. We tried to bring up one of my viewers. We'll try it again with Chris. I will vote for Donald Trump, says Jay. Well, they did, and I'm sure that they are not the happiest. Chris, good evening. Hang on, let me turn up the audio. You're really low. Can you hear me? I can hear you now. Perfect. So why do you support President Trump?
No.
Why not?
He's a clown. He's a bozo.
What? You got millions of people that voted for that man. Why would you say he's a bozo?
He's a clown, Tim. He don't know what he's doing. He don't know how to operate a government. He think he's running a business or something. You know, one of his failed businesses.
Well, that's what people wanted him in there for, Chris. They wanted a man to run a business, run a country like a business.
Right, but he absolute failure. He's the absolute failure. The whole world knows it.
Well,
the only one that don't see it is his supporters. But
when you
7 billion people says he's a failure.
Well, I don't know if everybody on Earth thinks he's a failure. I mean, I'm sure that there's a few countries that have allied with us. Venezuela doesn't think he's a failure probably at this point. Netanyahu doesn't think he's a failure.
That's their interest.
Well, yeah, that's how it works. Anybody that thinks you're a success, you're doing something in their interest.
You're talking about leaders. You're not talking about citizens. We're talking about people, citizens. He's a nutcase.
Well, when you said 7 billion, I'm just bringing that up because I'm sure a lot of people in Israel do not think Trump is a failure. They think he's a success. He's defending their nation.
It benefits them. That's it benefits them. But who is he hurting? He hurting, say, 6 billion people.
It's not. You really think he's hurting 6 billion? Everybody on Earth? Well, come on now, you're giving away too much. He's not involved in most events in Africa.
Look at continents. Look at Africa. Look at Australia. Look at Asia. Look at Europe. They're hurting.
Okay.
Have you read the news? Are you watching? Are you following the news?
I mean, listen. There's a little bit of financial strife. Outside of that, he's a little bit, just plus or minus.
Come on, keep it 100.
Gas went up a few cents. Okay, a few extra pennies for a gallon of gas. But I mean, a few cents, a few plus or minus a few cents.
Okay.
But
so that's good. That's good.
No, it's not good at all. But I don't think he's hurting as many people as you tried to make it sound. I mean, you made it sound like the guys doing a disaster to virtually everybody on Earth. I don't think it's that bad.
Tim, don't nobody trust him. Don't no leaders of any nation trust him. Give me what you got? 2 leaders of nations that trust him? I agree with you that his credibility is shot with most of our allies and things like that. But when you said 6 billion, the reason why I pushed back so hard is because there's a lot of people that are not involved in this stuff. Like the continent of Africa, for instance, most of them, now they may be paying a little bit more for fuel because of what happened, but they're not really dealing with Trump to the point where they got to trust him or not. There's no deals going on with them. Right, but the bad thing is they paying more for fuel. That hurt them. Yeah. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
But
he ruined the whole world, man.
Ruined the whole world. How do you respond to people who say that he may have saved potentially millions of lives by preventing Iran from becoming a nuclear power?
What about North Korea? What about Russia?
Kind of late with North Korea.
Explain that.
Well, Russia's only focused on the Ukraine, and that was happening before Trump came along.
Right, but that's garbage talk. That's garbage talk. So why not North Korea? Talk about North Korea. I already told you if something happened to their leader, they firing off.
Well,
now explain that.
Well, North Korea is not really acting that much a fool under Trump either. I mean, they've done a few things in his first term, but North Korea really ain't doing much to really be bothered with them right now. They're not doing that much harm. What are they doing? They fired a few test missiles over Japan that landed in the sea, but outside, I mean, they're not really doing much. North Korea's kind of taking a back seat on the world stage.
No, they're not taking a back seat. What you don't understand, North Korea sent that message because the way Trump took over Venezuela and took out their leader, and then he took out Iran leader, North Korea say, okay, you come over here and do that. We firing off the missile right off the rip. Yeah. It's automatically fired off. Now, address that.
Listen, if there's one thing this Iran war has proven is that Trump is a lot more bark than bite. I mean, he's threatened North Korea probably a half dozen times at this point and not carried through. And of course, now he's saying that if they don't come to the table with a decent deal, he's threatening them once again. So he's proven to them because he was saying the Strait was open and he could do anything to open the Strait. He came up with Project Freedom, and they started not only shooting at the ships we were escorting through the Strait, they started shooting at us. So North Korea has made it. Iran has made it clear they're not afraid of Trump.
Exactly. Same with North Korea. They don't give a damn. You know what I mean?
Well,
You see my point?
yeah, I see your point, but
He done got into something he can't get himself out of.
but how about this? In the comments on Clapper, Handsome Conservative says Trump could end the war with just one bomb, but he won't do that.
He can't. Yeah, what he gonna do? Drop a atomic bomb like Japan?
Yeah.
And you think that's gonna end it?
You don't think if he dropped a nuke on Iran that wouldn't end the war in your opinion?
You think that'll end it? Because this ain't 1945 no more. This ain't Japan. You know, Japan didn't even give up. Japan, they had to drop 2 bombs on Japan. It took another week before they caved in.
Yeah, but
Think about what you're saying.
I'm thinking about it. I'm about to tell you that the bombs they dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki were measured in kilotons. They're in megatons now. So if you drop one of them motherfuckers, I mean, I don't know. You think they would keep fighting on if he dropped a hydrogen bomb or something on that? You think they would still keep fighting?
Yeah, but that's a hypothetical.
Yes, it's hypothetical. But hypothetically, you're saying they would fight through a megaton bomb.
Now you got a point. Okay.
Yeah, that shit's over with. If you dropped a big enough bomb on DC, I think it would make a hell of a lot of Americans stand down. If you literally let's take a country like Russia, if they decided to drop, some serious tonnage on the city of Washington D.C., you would have a lot of Americans in this country saying, "Look, y'all need to talk that shit out. Y'all need to talk that shit out. We do not need, we want revenge. Get that shit later on. Y'all need to talk that out." It would be a lot of Americans like, "No, we don't want to go into an atomic war with Russia."
Right. So the thing is, okay, you're gonna drop this bomb, but you're worried about them getting the same, ammunition.
Yeah.
That's an issue. That's an issue with the whole world. You got it, but then you don't want nobody else to have it. So now you tripping.
No, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with the tripping part at all.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
So, yeah, I don't disagree with the tripping part at all. But what I do disagree, why are you calling the guy a clown? I'm still having a hard time digesting that.
He's a bozo. And majority of Americans see him as a bozo. Do you see the memes? He's a clown.
Well, there were memes. There were memes floating around about Biden, even some about Obama. Did you think they were clowns as well?
Not as much as this one.
Not as much. So clowns of a lesser variety.
You seeing this coming from different countries, not just America. You seeing this coming from dozens of different countries. He's a bozo.
Well, listen, when you bring in, you throw in the part about different countries, I can't argue with that because other countries did not view Biden or Obama as negatively as so many countries view Trump. But that's because Trump has said all kinds of insulting things about a host of countries. So he's kind of brought that on himself.
Exactly. And that's on him.
But he's our clown, you'd admit, right?
He's not my clown. He's your clown.
He is our, sir, Chris. Who's your president, Chris?
Okay, he's USA's clown. Yeah.
And what country do you live in?
In USA.
All right, and he'll soon be on your money, so you're going to have to. He'll soon be legal tender as well. So this is your. I think he's gonna. I think he has a dollar coin coming out with his face on one side and the eagle on the other. But I think his signature is going to be on paper money soon too.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
Why he's alive? Yes, while he's because once he dies, it's probably gonna go away. But yeah, why he's alive?
That's sad. Tim, I gotta go.
All right, Chris.
Today my birthday.
Well,
I'm trying to enjoy my birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Trump lover. Chris, happy birthday. Allow me to send you a MAGA hat. Put a candle on it. A cake with 47 candles?
No.
Appreciate you coming on, Chris. Enjoy your birthday, man. Happy birthday to you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, moving on with the program. Tap the screen and get the lights on up.
to 30,000. Some of you folks have been showing the program some love with the likes. Certainly thank you for that. Help us with the hat and mustache. Go. Happy birthday, Chris. MAGA hat on the way, says T2. Tap the screen real quick in the comments. Tim asked the color, where did he get his picture on his TikTok? Who is an Asian girl? What? I don't get that question, Evil. Tim asked the color, where did he get his picture on his TikTok? Who is he at? I don't get that question at all. Why even try? Says better question, Tim. How did you continue to defend him, referring to President Trump? You did it left and right for years. That matters. Well, that's a good question. I'll tell you right off the bat. During President Trump's first term, while some would indicate he was riding the wave of the Obama presidency, and I'm not going to deny that, under Trump's first term, the economy was doing well. You can indicate that Trump was, like I said, he received a festering economy from Obama, but he managed it well as also. So under Trump, he took the economy from Obama and it continued doing well up to the pandemic, of course, which I think he mishandled dismally. But he was doing a fairly decent job. If you lean left, obviously there's going to be a lot of things about Trump you don't like. But if you lean right, I mean, he was doing a fairly decent job in his first term. And I was defending the things I thought were defensible, but I was defendable. And I was criticizing things I thought that were not. I mean, I don't believe that any president should take pleasure in division to the level where President Trump does. So I was critical of that even during his first term. But there were things he was doing that was favorable during his first term. So I guess that's what you mean by defending him. And I see one individual has had enough. That would be Carrie Mattinson, 5610. Just simply type one word: unsubscribe. Wow. Carrie, I'm sorry to see you go. This is a free speech program. What do I say on every program? You're not always going to hear things you like. You're not always going to hear things you hate. We're all about free speech. So I appreciate your input. Sorry to see you go, but looking in the comments, by 2019, the economy was going down under Trump. Well, I don't recall the economy at the start of 2019 being that bad. Maybe it was on a downward trend, is what you're trying to indicate, but it wasn't. I don't believe it was alarming like it is now, where people are really crying out. We didn't start seeing the first cases of COVID, I think, until like November of 2019. Anyway, looking in the comments before we go to the next caller, tap the screen, get us up to 30,000, if you will. Help out with the hat, mustache, TikTok cap goals. The economy has been going down for several years. You're going to have to do better than that. And you're going to have to do better than that with that comment, handsome conservative. Under the Trump administration, a statement like the economy has been going down for several years is not going to work. He made too many promises to turn it around. Now that he's failing, you can't just, well, it's been going bad for several years. That ain't what he promised. He's been president now almost 2 years. He promised to turn it around. He hasn't done that. So that is not going to work. Ignorance turned to arrogance. I'm a loser with a job. And money is not a problem because I work my ass off. Then why are you calling yourself a loser? Let me go back to the box. You need to become my new pillow guy if you keep fluffing for your boy. We're not fluffing, Demetrius. We're having a conversation. We're having a conversation. But we'll make it happen with James Burnett. Tap the screen. Help your boy out with the TikTok cap. Hat, mustache goes. Tim doesn't know that, but I do. What don't I know, Takesha? We tried to bring up one of my guests, and he did not come up. So we'll continue on. We'll get it out the way. A little peaceful conversation with Sexy Red. Good evening.
You know what? I'm so sick of your ugly ass. You'll always be fluffy.
One day you're going to come on here and you're going to be in a good mood. You're going to be celebrating our conversation.
Whoever said I was sexy, yes, I'm just very sexy being 45, honey. After having 4 kids, yes, I'm very sexy, honey. And I have my own ass, my own titties. I didn't have to go pay for them. Yes, I'm sexy. Thank you.
My own ass and my own titties.
Now, let me tell you. Now, I'm fixing to roast your ugly ass, and I apologize, okay? But the first of administration, no. He had to bail out their own farmers because he put tariffs on the soybeans and stuff. You guys remember that? Oh yeah, huh? Then he put tariffs on washers and dryers and stuff. You guys remember that? And deep freezers? Oh yeah. So no, it really wasn't the best of the best. No.
I don't recall.
No.
I don't recall
No.
any. Let me say it this way. I don't recall anywhere the economic pain that we're dealing with now, or even during the Biden administration, doing for.
Okay, comprehend in your little peanut brain and your nerves that you have.
Ain't nothing little on this body, goddammit. Ain't nothing little on this body. Ain't nothing little on this body.
In your brain cells. Let me tell you this. The only reason why it didn't go down like it did because we had guardrails. We had people with common sense in there.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. We had people with common sense. Now we don't have common sense. And look what all hell is breaking loose. We have tariffs still, and they even said it was unconstitutional. We still got them. We're at a WAR that nobody wants, and now he's bored. Okay, like you said.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's falling asleep at meetings. Oh, God forbid if Joe did it. You know what I mean? He's probably shitting on himself every damn day. His bruises on his arms and his legs.
You know, before you got to the point of him shitting, hold on. Before you got, hold on, hang on. Before you got to the point of him shitting on himself, I actually was agreeing with you. And before, hang on a second. Why even try says what a horrible and incomplete answer. He did 100 horrible things while not even being responsible for the one thing you gave him credit for. He didn't. Wait. Hold on. What you telling me? He's talking to me. You're talking to me, I suppose.
Give him credit, man. You know what, Tim? You are the biggest fluffer. Like, I swear to God, you like junk food protein. Like, you're worse than me, and I'm a freak. But you be goggling it. You know what I mean? Goggling it. Like, tagging. Like, yes, master. Yes.
Let me make something clear. To you. I don't have derangement syndrome. If the guy does something worth giving him credit for, I give him credit.
It's a yes, master.
Somebody
I'm not even saying nothing.
nothing at all. Nothing that you didn't say nothing at all. That's just a hater out there. Nothing at all. Wow.
You're just haters. You guys are hurting Tim when you guys do that. So quit reporting.
Well, it might be somebody who really wants to hurt me, so you never know. But I just say this. I'll give him.
You know what it is? They don't like black people succeeding.
Ooh.
Even on TikTok. They don't like it. You feel what I'm saying? They don't like none of us.
Well, I'll just.
Yes, master.
Yes,
but you'll be a Catholic for the man one with the bruises on his hands and oh my God, like come on now, he's lost his ever little mind. Mm-hmm.
I'll just say this. Let me ask you this. I know you don't think he's done anything good for the country at all. I get that. But let me ask you this, just a straight question. If he did do something good for the country, would you give him credit?
No, because he's not doing nothing, Tim.
That ain't what I asked you. That ain't what I asked you.
No, listen to me.
Big dog, thank you.
He's been in there for 2 years. He's been in there for almost 2 years. And all he has been doing is putting money in his own pockets. The Thompsons just found out they got scammed over the gold phones.
Yeah.
I mean, over 53 million or billion, whatever it was. Okay, who would believe men like that? Only the uneducated would believe that.
But
I would never give that man no money to go get a phone. I have T-Mobile. I paid my own bill. I would never trust a YT billionaire. Oh, he's gonna do this. Oh, he's gonna do this. All the shoes and stuff. He's just scamming. All this is a scam just to make money. What is America First has he did anything today for us? Not a damn thing, Tim. And you still drink his uncooked protein. Does it taste good?
Well, if he stopped a perceived threat of a nuclear Iran, that's something he did good for all of us. If Iran was as dangerous as he suggests they were,
Tim,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sick of your ugly ass thing. If he ever stopped, let me tell you something. This wasn't about that, Tim.
How do you know? How do you know?
This is about trying to colonize. Like, you know how the YT people did the United States, the Americas? Now he's trying to do the Venezuelans, the Cubanos, and now he's going to Iran. Now, look, in a couple of weeks, he's going to say he wants to make Iran the 52nd
He ain't gonna say that. I guarantee he's not gonna say that.
He just did Venezuela like that. What are you talking about?
He's not saying he wants
just
to.
did it.
he-
I want to make that the second state. Like, are you serious?
Sometimes he just be. Hold on. You gotta understand. Sometimes he be just telling jokes. Maybe you're taking it out of context a little bit.
Stop, Tim. You know what? When a damn snake tells you what they are, you believe that snake. You numb nut. He has been telling this from the beginning since he came off the escalators, Tim. He's been saying he's a snake. How many times you guys gonna get bit by the snake before you go what? Before you get unalive, that he is a snake.
Well, why are you calling him a snake? I want to ask you a question, which is part of the show. But before I ask you that question, you got why even try saying peanut-headed moron. Tim, he's calling me a peanut-headed moron. Sound like you. Let me ask you this, because this is the topic of the show. Why do you, I know you're not one of them, why do you support Trump? But why do you think so many people still support him? I know you don't support him. Why do you think so many millions of people still support Trump?
They're uneducated. They believe anything the white man says. Yes, massa. And half of them are racist. Well, let's keep it a buck. And then, you know what? A racist person will not tell you they're racist because they truly believe in what they're doing. And they don't think it's racist, but it really is racist. Like they did in Tennessee and shit. A lot of white people say, no, it's not a black and white thing. Oh, no. It's the percentage. Memphis, Tennessee is black.
Yeah.
Okay, it has no Caucasians, honey bunnies, little snow roaches.
You really believe half of MAGA? Though you said you believe half of MAGA are racist?
More than half, but you know what I mean. I'm being nice tonight because I'm high as hell.
When are you not high?
Let me tell you something, Tim. Let me break this shit down to you.
When are
They're still believing in this shit. They're still following him. Yes, they are racist. You cannot tell me the people that is going away from him, that are leaving, they're the ones that are not the racists. They're saying, hey, that ain't cool, and they left. Yeah, that's probably not the ones though, but the ones that are still here, like that one fool that said he was, said he agreed with what's his name, with the one that looks like a alien.
Who the hell are you talking about? Who the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
I want to come in here and out the other night. What's his name?
Oh, are you talking about Straight Talk?
Yeah, he's a true racist right there. Amen, hallelujah. You know what I mean? Him, he's a true racist. The nut job that's always up in here, Maggot Reacts, he's a racist.
MAGA Reacts is not a racist.
Yes, he is. Shut up. Quick.
MAGA Reacts has never said anything to indicate he's a racist.
What he believes in. See, you don't have to talk it. You think he's going to call you an N-word in front of your face? Do you think he is? Do you think that motherfucker's going to call you an N-word?
What has he said to make you even? What has he said to make you even think he's a match?
He said he believed in what they're doing in Tennessee. What are you talking about? That is racist.
I think you're going too far with it.
Tim, you can't. No, Tim, let me tell you something.
Sure.
You walk like a duck, you talk like a duck, you a damn duck. You believe in what they're doing to black people down south, you are a racist. You are a racist.
He's in the comments, gay. So before you respond, Jason said same signature that's on Epstein. MAGA React says he never mentioned Tennessee. He's in the comments now.
And he is still following him. He's still, yes, master. And he's you know what's funny? He's not even white, but he thinks he's white, right? He's an Egyptian. He doesn't even like his ass. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to tell y'all fools. This millionaire white team man, you guys will never be at his table. Never. He don't care. He'll shit on you, piss on you, and tell you it's raining, and you guys will drink it. You'll drink it like it's a cup of tea.
What about the folks, Sexy Red, that like, some folks say, I like his policies. Is it possible that MAGA Reacts and others just like the policy of the President Trump?
What policy has he did right now for us? Has he lowered our gas prices? Has he lowered our damn groceries? Has he did anything that America first? hell to the
Well,
But you know
well,
what
let
he
me.
has done first? No. You know what he has done first, though? You know what he has done first? Lined his pockets billions of damn dollars. He is stealing from us. There's no policies he has put in place for us. But I can tell you what Joe Biden did. But oh no, oh God forbid, use proper English, bitch, kiss my black ass. How about that? You know what I mean? Because Jeremy's fixing to get toasted and roasted. I'll go straight in.
Let me put on my MAGA hat in defense of President Trump. You asked me what you stated. What has Trump did to be America first? How about potentially saving the lives of thousands, if not millions, of Americans by preventing Iran from becoming a nuclear nation? Maybe that's more important than the price of gas.
What? He unalived 13 of our soldiers. What?
What about you didn't?
He started a WA war for what?
Maybe.
He still doesn't even know why we're over there.
Maybe.
He still hasn't told us.
Maybe preventing Iran from becoming a nuclear power is more important. More important than the price of gas.
His own people told him, and one of the people resigned, saying that he wasn't going to do it.
Alter ego. Was that for somebody? Thank you, Alter Ego. Appreciate that. I wonder was that for somebody. But I'm simply saying that I get the price of gas, but perhaps some folks.
I'm saying this, Tim. Oh my God. Why are you going to set me up, Tim? Why are you going to set me up?
I didn't set you up. The galaxy was sent.
Let me tell you something. He hasn't did nothing. Nothing.
Now, hold on. Okay, let me respond. Jeremy, now you voted. Hold on. You're not happy with Trump, but you voted for him. Is what she's saying wrong at all?
I'm not scared of a white man.
Yes. Oh, shut up, idiot. I'm more Hispanic than you.
Mama's a bitch, though.
Okay, wait a minute, folks. You can't get out of hand now.
I wasn't even talking to you. For one, you would come with me with respect. Okay? You're not going to come at me. Shut up. Tim, you better have my back.
Okay.
You better have my back, or else.
Okay, Jeremy, you took the first swing, but let's get back on track. What is she saying that's wrong?
With this fucking cracker.
Okay, we got on track, and now you're swinging back. What did she say that was wrong, Jeremy?
Here's the thing. Okay, he's a bad president, but he actually has done stuff for us, like the border and finishing the wall. He's continuing on that.
He's naming stuff. You're interrupting him.
No.
You're interrupting him.
I just did get a lot of mics.
Name me a policy for the border. Name me a policy.
He's finishing the wall.
He's not finishing the wall.
Yes, he is. In fact, yes, he is. In fact, right now there is actually shut up. Anyway, right now there is actually you're white. Shut up. Anyway,
Okay, I'm gonna have to move this on from y'all. You guys are not keeping it civilized. Okay. Okay. All right.
That's for the border.
I'll bring him up soon. But
let me tell you something. See, he can't do. Let me tell you something about the border. Let me tell you something. It was EOs. That was it. You stupid.
Alter ego.
You kiss his ass like that. Oh no, be quiet. Let me tell you something. I'll never defend you again. I'll never defend you again.
Okay.
Because you will let a white man disrespect a black woman again. And let me tell you something. This white man would never say that shit to my face. Don't put him on a damn t-shirt. On God.
Okay.
You feel me?
Now
let me tell you this.
Real quick.
Name me one policy that he's put for the border. I'll wait. Name me a policy.
The big beautiful bill with all of the financing for border security is a policy.
No, it's not.
In your opinion. That's your opinion.
A policy is a bill. Name me one.
The big, beautiful bill is a bill.
Nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do
with it.
That's for ICE. That has nothing to do with the
war. Then we'll go with. Then that's another policy.
Let me tell you something, and I'll be really blunt and be educational with an uneducated idiot. Okay. Let me tell you this. When he leaves the office, it's going to be the same thing. Nothing has ever happened at the border. There's no crisis at the border. Okay, there's nothing like that at the border. There's never will be. If it was such a secure border, then let's do it for whatchamacallit, Biden. Biden had higher numbers. Name me 3 things that makes a secure border. I can name them. Can you?
You sound like your border statement sounds like something coming from Kamala Harris. That's why she's not president. I gotta move it on though.
You know what?
You got it wrong. You're wrong.
No, I am wrong. Because I am right. My bad. I am right.
No, you said it right the first time. You said it right the first time.
You know what, Tim? You're so stuck on a white man's dick.
This has nothing to do with that.
That's why people call you the N-word to your fucking face. In the comments and everything else, Tim. You're beyond. See, you don't have a platform. Come straight with the facts. He hasn't done nothing for the border. Nothing. Biden had more deportations, more interactions, and more going out of the border than he has now. So tell me that, okay? Because right now, he's losing the border.
All right. Appreciate it. She dropped. Or no, they took her down. I think TikTok took her, but she did get her point across. Tap the screen. We disagree on a few things. We agree on probably quite a bit, but we disagree on a few things. Tap the screen. Get us up to 50,000. Help us out with the TikTok cap. I had mustache go. Robert says false. and Lowe's, the handsome Leo says good. You guys are happy. So the Big Dog said, wow, she is correct. What policy has he created for protection of the border? Well, some of this remain in Mexico stuff, all of that is policies that you guys just don't agree with. Some of his policies of banning third world nations, something I don't agree with, but those are policies. Funding for border patrol, border security, immigration officials, those are policies. You just don't agree with any of this stuff. But many folks do believe his policies have been good for the border. So we'll leave it at that. Tim is just stupid with an ego. A horrible combination. That means I should be qualifying for president then, right? Stupid with an ego. Why even try, bro? That was mean. That was mean, by the way. What do Trump supporters hold? Wait a minute. What do Trump supporters hold accountable to at this point? I'm very curious because everything they cheer for en route for, he has not delivered. But only though I don't have an answer for that lonely therapy. The wording of it is kind of off, but I do understand what you say. You said, what do Trump supporters hold Trump accountable for to this point? Not much. I'm curious because everything they cheer for, en route for, things they cheer en route for, he has not delivered on, but loyalty. I agree. Most of the campaign promises Trump made, he has not delivered on. But they cheer and root for him beating the liberals. That has a lot to do with it. Him defeating liberals, which is what handsome conservative said in the comments earlier. Tap the screen, get the likes on up. You hear Nor Morrissey cooked you. Okay, I got cooked. How long is the southern border? Like 2,000 miles, ain't it? They don't hold him accountable for nothing. It's a code. I mean, it's hard to totally disagree with you, but obviously Marjorie Taylor Greene and a few of them held him accountable for his treatment of the Epstein files. And there's going to be, and that's probably why he hasn't went overboard on the war, because if he put boots on the ground, there would probably be a lot of MAGA that would hold him accountable for that as well. Once people actually start dying, it's going to be different. Got most things in his first term without the help of liberals. Did you really expect otherwise? How much can you? This is the same thing with NATO. How can you say a bunch of awful things about somebody constantly and then complain that they didn't help you succeed? I mean, look, even if you think the liberals, Trump derangement syndrome, they wouldn't give him credit if he cured cancer or whatever the case you want to fill in. Why would you expect the liberals to help him? Have you seen all the stuff he says about liberals? So yeah, you should expect the liberals to give him zero cooperation. It ain't like he's reaching out like we all need to work together, is it? Looking in the comments here, tap the screen, get us on up to 60,000. We'll take the next caller and we'll go to the box and we'll make it happen with Love to Cruise. Good evening, Love to Cruise. Welcome to the show. So,
hey, Tim, what's what's going on?
Not much at all. Not much at all. Why do you support the? Now I know your answer. I got to get some mag on here, but just for shits and giggles, why do you think so many people still support the president? I know you do not support him, right?
No, you're absolutely right.
Has he? But he has done some things right for the country, correct?
I didn't hear you, Tim.
You got a loud background.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on.
Why are Obama and
Sorry
Biden?
about that.
Okay, there you go. And why even try says what is Obama and Biden guilty of? Nothing that I know of. So why don't you support President Trump? What has he done that's so bad?
Man, I'm not a lying ass idiot.
He's a politician. They all kind of tell lies occasionally, don't they?
You know what? It's just the plane of intelligence type of lies he has. I mean, he just says blatant lies that don't even need to be said. And then the things that need to be said shouldn't be said. A lot of things he said doesn't even have to be said. He could have just kept that to himself and we wouldn't have known nothing.
Give me an example. Give me an example of something he said that didn't need to be said, as you state.
We won the war.
Well, he did say that. I said, yeah, he did say that. He did say
we attacked the war. The war had started. All you had to do, day one, everything went in smoothly, and things are looking pretty good. We're gonna continue on our efforts, and we'll continue this path, hopefully to a strong victory. Not just coming out, we won the war. You fucking idiot! Why are you gonna say that?
Well, I'll tell you why. I think it is in Trump's. I think me and MAGA Reacts was talking about this in regards to COVID once. That President Trump just likes to give positive information. He likes to be optimistic. So it doesn't matter what the real situation, the real conditions are. He's always going to paint an optimistic picture. I had a talk with Putin. It was a great phone call. I met with Zelensky. Things went really well.
And that's what I'm saying. He's playing on people's intelligence because we know it all can't always be roses.
Yeah.
Why keep on playing on people's intelligence? If you're not going to say that, just leave it alone. Because you're not required. Half the things he says, he's not required to say. He just brings it out and tells you this damn lie.
Yeah, but some people think that that he's trying to save us from chaos, like with COVID. When I'm saying COVID would be gone by April. Some folks believe that if he had told you the truth, it would have led to a chaotic country. And by him giving an optimistic picture, it kept us calm.
Look, Tim, American people, in the midst right now, we have an illness that is going around.
Yeah.
We are working at it at a furious place to try to solve this illness. Don't put a date on it. Then your dumb ass don't put no mask. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to do that, and you catch it.
How about this? In the comments, MAGA React says intelligent people can actually tell what Trump is trying to say. How do you respond to that?
MAGA React can tell because he raised his ass too. Just like Gangsta Grandma hit the head, the nail on the head. MAGA Reacts, Congress, all them are racist ass people, Tim.
Why do you say that? What has MAGA React said or done to indicate he's racist?
Man, just the other day, what was that? I think Gangsta Grandma said, hey, he wanted to repeat or something to the fact of you'll never sit at our table or you're not invited to the cookout.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Next thing you know, MAGA Reacts, I didn't know what that meant. I think that was prison. Why do you...
He wasn't talking about in regards to the cookout comment. She said something.
What was the comment? What was the comment, Tim?
Well, maybe it was. He's in the comments now saying prison talk, so you can't say that the table is prison
That's
talk.
right. Because he think all black people, we say something, it got to be referred to prison. And if he had any black friends, he could have went to them and asked them, and they would have told him.
Yeah, but you don't think you think that makes him a racist for that comment?
Yes, he's a racist, man. Have you ever just listened to him? I remember that when they were killing the Venezuelans,
And you made
Yeah.
a statement saying they're probably Colombians. Oh well, all the Colombians they're drug dealers anyway.
So he lacks empathy.
He's an idiot. He's a little punk ass idiot. That's what he is.
Well, I will tell you this. I mean, if there is one thing I will give the liberal side credit for, Trump has made it okay to be mean to people. So when he said, well, they're all Colombians, who cares? I mean, Trump has made it okay and acceptable. But in the comments, Adrian says, they say racist so much, it's like crying wolf at this point. How do you respond to a comment like that? That the liberals, African Americans cry racism so much. It's just like crying wolf at this point.
Well, at this point, if you weren't, we wouldn't cry.
Ooh.
Don't give us nothing to cry about.
Wow. I don't know if they're all racist there, London Cruz, but I will say in regards to pushing back to what was said there, it's the same with crying socialism or saying they don't know what a woman is. The right does that too. All liberals do not favor transgender, or all liberals are not socialists, and it's the same thing. You cry, both sides cry wolf. I just want to make sure people understand that yeah, you get some African Americans may cry race on everything. The right cries socialist on everything. So I mean, it kind of happens on both sides. But let me ask you something else in regards to the other topic. But nothing at all he's done good for the country. Before I move on, nothing at all.
Well, I'm gonna follow your lead because this is all you say every damn time. Immigration. You help the borders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Let me ask you to you this way, because I think it was Gangsta Grandma. One of them said, "What has he done that was America first?" And I indicated that if he prevented Iran from becoming a nuclear nation, and they were going to use it on us, which is what Trump is saying, he could have saved tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lives. What if the Trump administration can actually prove that Iran was indeed very close to getting a nuclear bomb and they had some kind of plans drawn up to use it on American interests? Would you then suggest that what he did was a good thing?
You know how much sleep I usually lose over thinking about if Iran had nuclear weapons?
None. I'm the same.
I mean, you know, come on, man.
But that's because you and I don't lose any sleep either, but that's because you and I don't believe they're that close. But what I'm saying, what if it was proven to you that they were that close?
It wouldn't change a thing, because still, if they had a nuclear weapon, one,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna sit there and shoot it at us.
It's hard. Yeah, I get it. I mean, listen, the reason
everybody worried about is because Trump puts that fear in your heart about things, and we're not the ones that worry. Israel's the one that need to be worried. Anything Iran does, Israel's going to catch it before we even get wind of it.
That is true. That is absolutely true. So nothing there. So let me ask you this, because I talked about this at the beginning of the show. Whether we're talking about Butler, Pennsylvania, Mar-a-Lago, or not his White House Correspondents' Dinner, not to mention the guy who took Charlie Kirk's life, the Trump administration and MAGA all saying that these hitmen were liberal. Why do you think that is?
Look here, man. The only one, name a president in your lifetime that has had three assassination attempts on him?
Mm-hmm.
Was it 3 or 4?
3 so far.
Name one. Name one. It isn't common.
That's not true. That's not. You saying? What are you saying? Name one has had 3 assassination attempts on him?
Yes.
I want you to hear something. I actually do have this queued up. Now, this is being read off by somebody. I don't know who they are, but the information is easily researchable. I want you to listen to this because it's only about 50 seconds long, but it kind of tackles what you just stated.
epic 10 list.
Here are 10 presidential assassination attempts of President Obama, President Bush, and President Clinton.
Number 10, Theron Gartrell, Sean Adolph, and Nathan Johnson allegedly had a plan to assassinate President Obama during his acceptance speech at the 2008 Democratic National Convention. The trio was arrested before they could follow through with their plans.
Number 9, in 2013, someone sent a letter addressed to President Obama. They laced the letter with ricin with the hopes of the ricin killing the president.
Number 8, Paul Schlesselman and Daniel Cowart were arrested on October 22nd, 2008, before actually being able to follow through with their plans. They pleaded guilty and were sentenced to 10 and 14 years in prison for their plan of killing President Obama.
Number 7, a man who thought he was Jesus, whose actual name was Oscar Ramiro Ortega Hernandez, fired several rounds at the White House with a semi-automatic rifle. He did this because he thought that Obama was the Antichrist, and since he was Jesus.
That's more than 3 right there.
I'm glad you brought that up. With the exception of the last one who shot rounds at the White House, Secret Service nipped everything else in the butt before you even multiplied and got intense.
I mean, what's the difference between nipping it at the bud with this and the guy at the White House Correspondents' Center? They stopped him at a different floor. The same thing with the guy at Mar-a-Lago. They stopped him on a golf course.
After the first attempt where President Trump so-called got shot in the ear, don't you think that the Secret Service and everything's here to testify? How does a guy come from out of town, get in the hotel a few days before the Correspondents' Dinner without being checked out thoroughly? How do you think that happens?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. It looks weird.
Let me ask you something. You ever been in a city where the president comes in?
They shut down the whole town.
It is the most awesome display of power you ever want to see.
Yeah.
And you telling me that he can, president come in and shut down the whole city, but this dude comes from the other side of the country and can get in the hotel room where he's at?
Yeah. I don't understand why anybody coming in that hotel was not, put through a machine and check for metal. I don't know how you should not be able to bring a firearm in that hotel while the president's there. I don't know how that was allowed. And he had stuff on it. He had multiple weapons.
If you watch the film, he went into, I guess that was a bathroom or a room or whatever. But when he went in there, he didn't have a firearm. When he come out, he got an AK-47. What the fuck?
Maybe it was like The Godfather, where somebody put it behind the toilet, and then he went in the bathroom and got it.
So you can hide something in the bath. You can hide a big rifle in the bathroom where the president's gonna be at, and grab it and come on, man.
If it's an employee that has that has less checks performed him coming to work, an employee tells you, look, I'm gonna have it in the bathroom for you. Bring it in there, put it in the bathroom, or I'm just saying, crazier things have happened.
It doesn't work like that. When Secret Service goes in there and checks things, guess what? It's off limits. Can't nobody else get in there after they go in there and check that.
I get it. So what are you saying? You don't believe this was a real event?
I don't believe none of them been real now.
Wow. The guy in Butler, Pennsylvania was taken out by a sniper, and he also took somebody's life. How could that be staged? Real people died.
You ever watch a movie called Swordfish?
With John Travolta? No.
With Halle Berry.
Yeah, Halle Berry. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's been a while.
You ever see when they had dead bodies already lined up?
I don't know if I believe that. Wow, you really think they did that much, huh?
Man, how does a dude climb on the roof behind the president? You
got witnesses that were trying to notify police because they seen him climb up there. You got an officer that climbed up to take a peek, and he aimed a weapon at him, and the officer jumped off the roof. I mean, you got a lot of testimony to say this actually happened.
You ever heard of Screen Actors Guild?
Yes.
What do? Have actors?
That's the union for the actors, right?
Exactly. And Trump, where he come from? Television.
You're telling me all this was actors?
Man, come on. We talking about the president. Oh, even if you get one, how do you get 3? How do you get 3 attempts at the president of the United States?
I just gave you 4 on Obama. Was those staged too?
No. You didn't give me one where they got the only one that got shot at is when the guy was walking around the White House lawn, and that couldn't be that. Wherever the president was at, he wasn't around it. But actually get in view and take a shot at the president. That's totally different.
Well, keep in mind the event at Mar-a-Lago and the event at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. The alleged assassins never even saw the president. They were stopped before they even got anywhere near him.
Yeah, but Tim, I think you're missing the whole damn point here, man.
Help me out.
They know. Secret Service knows where the president is going to be anywhere,
Right.
7 months ahead. They do a clean sweep at 30 days, 28, 21, 14, 7, 72, 48, 24 hours.
Okay.
And probably one before he gets there, maybe an hour. And you're going to tell me that somebody, the Secret Service in the United States, that somebody can sit up there and camp out and make some s'mores and wait for the president.
It's hard. It's a hard sell. I'm not going to argue with you. It's a hard sell. Now I can see the one at Butler, Pennsylvania, because you got a bunch of folks and you got an unsecured rooftop, very similar to what happened to Charlie Kirk, could have happened with Trump. So the one in Butler, Pennsylvania, I have a harder time believing that was staged because it's almost exactly what happened to Charlie Kirk. Somebody was able to get access to an unsecured rooftop, and the guy just wasn't accurate as much as Tyler Robinson was with Charlie Kirk. So
he overplayed his hand on that one. If he didn't get shot in the ear, he might have been all right. But showing he got shot in the ear, and then the next 48 hours is healed. Who is he, Dr. Spot?
I don't know if he actually got shot in the ear. It could have been shrapnel or something.
Could have been what?
Shrapnel. Maybe he hit the.
Bullet has to hit something.
Yeah, the teleprompter. It hit the teleprompter and glass from that.
Teleprompter's in front of him. How does it?
No, they're in front of him to the side. I mean, the guy wasn't behind him. The guy was in front of him too.
No, the guy was in back of the Tim.
No, he wasn't. He was off
Yes,
to.
he was.
I don't.
He was in back of the Tim. He wasn't in front of him. He wasn't up in the front. He was in the back.
The guy was in front of him because the guy fired, missed him, and hit one of the supporters that was in the stands behind Trump.
That was CIA that fired on them. The guy missed. That's when he nipped his ear from behind.
But you're saying the guy who fired at him was off behind him?
Yeah.
I don't believe that's how. I think he was. Somebody said the side of him, maybe the side.
In the front, how are you gonna be in the front? In the front of him, Tim, he had all those them glass petitioners. You cannot get from him.
Well, maybe off to the front and side because the round hit people that were behind Trump, not in front of him. If the round came from behind him, it would have hit somebody in the stands in front of him. It hit people behind him.
It hit people from behind him because that's where it came from.
I don't think you're getting that one right. I don't think you're getting that one right.
I don't know. We're going to have to check it out again, but I'm telling you, I don't know about that one, Tim.
Okay.
I don't know.
But do you think the guy was a liberal?
I believe it's a possibility maybe one of them may have been, but I don't believe all of them. I don't believe all of them were. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that at all. But it is convenient. And then let me ask you something. How come every time these guys get caught up or whatever, you don't never hear about the defense lawyer coming out saying anything or anything about these guys? Normally you get something big time like that happens. Then when the lawyer goes in there, they'll even say the lawyer, this guy is representing.
I don't know if I believe it hits or staged, but I believe there's some staging in regards to the question you're asking. I do believe there's silence and shutting people up. I mean, we haven't heard anything from the guy at Mar-a-Lago, and obviously the guy on top of the roof is deceased. We haven't heard anything about his family members. I mean, they're silencing this stuff quickly because they do want to control the narrative that all of these people are liberal. Well, if they're liberal, prove it. And they're not doing that. So
no, they're not going to do that because that then that would take away all the talking points.
Yeah.
For MAGA. You let MAGA think that the whole party, like you said, the whole thing is division. As long as MAGA thinks that the left has done it, guess what? And now they're still always fired up.
I got to move it on, but I cannot disagree with that. There is some political capital and leading folks to believe that all his assassins were liberal, and I think he's cashing in on that. Love the Cruz. Appreciate you coming through.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Moving on with the program. We haven't heard anything from the pilot that was rescued either. What pilot? Pilot that was rescued. Who are you talking about, Mike G? Especially if it happened to Trump. Trump's a wannabe gangster. Ask the handsome conservative, which I didn't get a chance to do, to ask the handsome conservative if it's okay to drop the bomb, about the atomic bomb, to drop the bomb knowing it's probably some pregnant women in that country. He would probably say yes still. He would probably agree with it. Because if you're talking about taking out the infrastructure, you're going to kill some pregnant women. And he was okay with that. So, but that's a good play on whether or not he's pro-choice or pro-life. Love the Cruz lets him know that MAGA Reacts is in his basement playing with Legos and doesn't even know jack shit. Evil, that is awful. Speaking of which, let's make it happen with MAGA Reacts. Trump is sucking our economy, the whole thing, like a champ. Burton Law. Well, he's still got a couple of years. We'll see. MAGA Reacts. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm like fucking Candyman today.
Your name is coming up a lot, right? Your name came up a lot. Why do you now? You would be the perfect. You'd be the perfect.
Dumbasses. There's no basements in Florida. Florida's at sea level. There's no fucking basements. So, and I live in a huge, like, 6-bedroom house.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You're not living like a typical immigrant. Let me ask you.
Yeah. And I've had you on camera. You've seen me walk like all the way from upstairs, all the way across the house.
I wasn't paying attention to all that. But let me ask you, why do you still support President Trump?
I mean, who else am I supposed to support? The president of Iran, like the rest of your callers do? I mean, they seem to be supporting Iran more than America.
Okay, the choice is not between the choice is not between Trump and Iran. I mean, you can say I don't support neither one of them, to be honest with you. Why do you still support President Trump?
I mean, because as much as I don't agree with this war, I mean, Iran's been our enemy for 50 years, so he just did what we've been set up to do for fucking years. He's trying to finally get rid of them as an enemy. He's trying to get rid of all our enemies, to be honest with you.
Here's what I don't get. This is the guy with the publication known as The Art of the Deal. Where are the deals at? He's just threatening to kill everybody. Where are the deals? You said they've been our enemy for 47 years or whatever. Why not try to make a deal with them? Why start out by threatening to kill them?
I mean, these are like religious zealots. It's very hard to make a deal with them. I mean,
that's what he's trying to do now. After he killed a bunch of them, that's exactly what he claims he's trying to do now. Why not do that in the beginning?
He tried, but they have a history of like running the clock and wasting time. So I think he believed that the deal is good. This was just a waste of time. And then
so if they can't, then how did Obama successfully secure a deal?
Because that was a bullshit deal. They got a bunch of money. They only were restricted for like 10 or 15 years, and then they're able to refine. They were able to refine fucking uranium the whole time. I mean, that's the one thing we need to stop. I mean, you guys claim they don't want a bomb, but you know they're sitting there cooking a bomb.
Okay.
But you know, they shouldn't be cooking any bombs. Period.
Here's the problem. If you're saying that the deal with Obama was a shitty deal and they were able to secure uranium the whole time, then why the hell don't they have a bomb already? Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
If they were able to continue enriching uranium and Obama's deal was a shitty deal, so they kept going, then why don't they have a bomb already? That's been a decade ago. If what you're saying is true, they would have had the bomb already.
I mean, they're gonna have it eventually. That's the problem with enriching. It does take time.
It don't take that long.
Everything in our car is slowing down, but
It just ain't making sense. If they made a deal with Obama and they did not adhere to that deal and they kept enriching uranium, they damn sure would have had a bomb already. That's been over a decade ago. That don't make sense. So all of a sudden Trump gets elected and they're this close now. That don't make sense.
no, I don't think they were that close, but they're getting closer and they're getting more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Trump said they would have had a bomb in a few weeks and they would have already used it on us by now. Do you think that's true?
No, I don't think that's true.
So he
I
lied.
don't even care about the bomb. I'm more upset about them killing the protesters than killing their own people.
But you
That bothers me more.
But you are admitting that Trump lied then.
I mean, we don't know what the truth is to say he lied or
You
not.
just said, I don't think that they would have used it on him. Do you think he was telling the truth or not?
No, I don't think. Sorry. I think I was answering a different question than what you asked.
Trump said they would have developed a bomb by now and they would have used it on us. Do you believe that's true?
I don't. If they had one, no, I don't think they would have used it.
So you
I think what they have now and being in control of the Strait of Hormuz is worse than a fucking nuclear bomb. I mean, it's more effective than a nuclear bomb. A nuclear bomb most of the time.
I gotta step in. Tim, can I step in and correct Maggie here?
go ahead, Jeremy.
Sorry, what do you want to correct, Jeremy? Go ahead.
Hey man, listen, okay, I like you a lot. I like some of the things you say, but I gotta say, man, you gotta get off the Trump train, man. You really gotta abandon the ship here. He's not doing what he said he was gonna do, and you know it.
I mean,
Like this is the problem. Do you know the story of the golden calf in the Bible?
no, maybe, no.
Okay. So
Like, not in English, I know the Arabic version.
I don't know it. Give me the story. I want to hear this.
All you got to know is that God commands that you do not worship false idols. And Moses was taking the people through the desert, and they become sad and they feel bad because even though they left Egypt, which was oppressive, they had stability and food in Egypt, and they don't have any in the desert. So they start worshiping everything but God, and they erect a golden calf to worship, and it's a false idol. The whole idea is that in desperate times, people will turn to anything for hope. But some of these things give them false hope, and it's even worse than actual misery. Trump is the golden calf, and I just feel like you don't want to hold him accountable.
MAGA?
Wouldn't it be the opposite then? Because right now, it's desperate times. I don't know. He's always giving us false hope, but sometimes.
You just said
I mean.
That's not a good thing.
no, it's not. I can't believe you just said that.
You fake it until you make it. You promise the world, and hopefully you can deliver.
You support.
Hold on. But you do that with the belief that it's actually going to get better. Like here's the thing. Tim, like this is a little bit of me somewhat promoting myself. But I wrote a Substack article recently, and don't worry, it's free to read. Okay, everything I write is free to read. I don't charge anyone anything. Called The New Rules for Conservatives, and one of the biggest rules is do not worship politicians. And I just feel that there is a worship that you're not willing to get over. Listen, it was hard for me too, because here's the thing. I would have voted third party and not for Kamala. She was very pro-abortion. I'm very anti-abortion. There was a lot of things I didn't like about her, and to be honest, I'm glad she's not in office. But what do you have to say about no new rules?
I mean, this is what I don't worship the man. I just agree with what some of it he's doing, and overall, if you give me a better option, I will switch to it. If like right now, that guy in LA, Spencer Pratt, whatever his name is, shit. Yeah, I like him, but it's gonna be at least like 10, 15 years before he runs for fucking government for president.
But you can still. But here's the thing. I actually there hasn't been a president in my lifetime that I fully agreed with. Okay, but I can call them all out and also acknowledge when they do right. Like for instance, Gangster Grandma, who just doesn't know how to shut up. She kept trying to go after me when I mentioned the border. I'm willing to give credit to President Trump for that, because right now there's literally a dispute where Texans are saying they don't want to border up, they don't want to wall wall up a specific area of the border that happens to be a national park, because not only would that ruin the beauty, but also because it's kind of a wall in and of itself. It's really hard to terrain.
Yeah, like mountainous and deserts and shit like that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And they're saying that they don't want it up. That's how I know that President Trump has continued with the border. What I'm saying is you can hold people accountable while still giving them credit where the credit is due. But you seem to want to defend him everywhere. He's not.
Well,
don't
I'm
worship
not
the
always
golden
defending
calf.
him. Sometimes I'm just playing steel man and just explaining my point of view. Like, you guys always presume that I'm up here defending him because I agree with him.
Yeah, you usually are up here defending him. Trust me, I know about defending the guy because I get hammered by liberals for defending. Hold on, hang on a second. Hold on. I get hammered by liberals for defending Trump myself in different areas, so I know what defending him is like. You be defending him. That's just no other way of saying it. You do be defending him.
I do the same thing you do, where I'm just taking his side because I'm arguing someone that's taking the other side.
Oh, so you don't. So you're arguing the point you don't. So you're saying. So you're saying you're imitating me. So what you're saying is you're arguing points you don't agree with. Is that what you're telling me?
Sometimes I do that.
Why?
Wait, Mega Max. I gotta ask you a question.
You just threw all your credibility out the window. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I gotta ask you a question, Mega Reacts. Are you his lawyer?
No, but I mean, you guys get so much. I mean, not you, Jeremy, but you know they get so much wrong, and they give malice to a lot of things that where there's no malice.
I will definitely acknowledge that there are that the left does make up a lot of things about Trump when there's plenty to criticize that you don't have to make up. With that being said, there's still plenty that you can say about President Trump that is bad that you don't have to make up. So I'm not gonna make excuses for it. Okay, I don't even think even if I wasn't an immigrant, I don't even think that I'd be qualified to be president. And it's because I don't think that I'm perfect. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I know enough about the world to really make those kind of decisions. But I would at least be honest with my base, and he hasn't been. He's lied through his teeth about a lot of things, okay, including that the Epstein files, it was all a Democrat conspiracy. It wasn't a Democrat conspiracy, okay? And now we know, even Elon Musk is in the files too. Now, I'll at least acknowledge that a lot of what President Trump has been accused of have been just unsubstantiated in the files, and they're just general reports, that there's no follow-up. But he's in there.
I'll interrupt and say this because you're pointing out that the Democrats have said things about Trump that's not true. I'm not going to argue that point, but keep in mind, Trump also says a lot of things about the Democrats that are not true as well. So he kind of earns he earns his comeuppance because a lot of things that he's playing victim to, he actually is doing to other people as well. Like when he got, for instance, Carolyn Living and J.D. Vance are talking about calling him a fascist. Is leading the folks trying to put attempts on his life. And then there's all these clips of him calling Kamala Harris a fascist. So some of this is what goes around comes around.
There's so many more clips that no matter what, you're going to find a lot of clips of him saying everything and anything.
There shouldn't be though. You can't, if you're literally saying, if you call me X, it's leading to people trying to kill me. There should be no clips of you calling somebody X. Otherwise, you're just as guilty of what you're talking about.
On TV every day. I'm sure you can find a clip of him saying almost everything and anything. My newscasters on TV every day. There's no clip of him calling somebody a fascist. Being on TV every day don't excuse that.
Yeah, and wait a minute. Hold on a minute. You could film me all day, even when I'm asleep. There would be no chance to see me catching up. There's no way you'd ever catch me calling a black man the N-word. What are you talking about?
And Takesha in the comments makes a great point. What you just said, MAGA, in defense of why he's calling people fascists because he's on TV every day. That's exactly what Jeremy said. You're just defending the indefensible. He's on TV, so there should be clips of him calling. Michael Strahan is on Good Morning America every day. Are there clips of him calling people fascists? I mean, that's a crazy defense.
That's not my exact point. My exact point is that when he wants to call you a fascist, and if that's what his goal is, he'd be saying it every fucking day. You would have 1,000 clips, not just 6. He usually repeats himself nonstop forever when he wants to call you a certain thing.
Not just 6 of them. Not just 6. He only called you a fascist 6 times. Oh my God.
Listen. MAGA Reacts, how would you feel if I only called you a pedo like 5 times? Would you be like, oh, it's not big deal, it's only 5? Like, no, you'd be furious. You'd be like, that's a horrible accusation that you should not make lightly.
I mean, it depends if you mean it or not. I mean, they get called racist all the
What does that
time.
mean?
It wouldn't bother me.
He killing you, man. He killing you.
I don't think it's upset if I end up having someone.
Oh my God.
To call you a pedo.
Dude, like you're like Swiss cheese. Every time someone shoots it, and you all of a sudden like it just goes right through you. Like, what is going on?
I mean, I'm just trying to get my best answer as quickly as I can. I mean,
Take more time. Take more time. Don't rush to get his bullshit answers at you. Take more time if you need it. Damn.
Like,
I don't think like what you're claiming is like it's all what if scenario.
No, this is not a what if. No, he is saying no. This is not a what if scenario. He literally said that people calling him a fascist is leading the attempts on his life. I pointed out that there's plenty of clips of Trump. Well, he only did it 6 times. That is a ridiculous defense.
Has it led to anyone going after her?
That is a ridiculous defense.
How do you know? MAGA Reacts, how would you know that it's not? Like you can't prove it
It hasn't
negative.
happened. I haven't seen any attempts on her life. I haven't seen anything close.
Yet.
And I'll be honest with you, there's no proof that.
You know that. I mean, you can say it could happen. It could happen. We actually have examples.
Yeah, no, you don't. No. Actually, no, you do not. How do you know that those attempts on Trump's life came by because people called him a fascist?
The last one came with a manifesto. How much more do you want?
It didn't say the word fascist was not in there.
It says the word pedo. It says all the other shit you guys are using, and it does say because our leadership. I was just reading it. I'm sure it included something about fascism or.
But he only called him that one time.
Yeah, exactly. Only one time.
No, but it's your rhetoric that influenced this man to go after Trump. I mean, you have given me 0 examples of someone going after Harris for him calling her a fascist or socialist.
Okay. Let's do a little thought experiment here, okay? And listen, MAGA Reacts. I'm not gangster grandma. I'm not going to overtalk you.
No, it's a good conversation.
Thank you. So you can talk. You can think slower. Not think slower. You can respond slower. And think of your answers a little bit more. You don't have to be like me to respond immediately. Okay.
You can think slower.
What if I was like Beyonce and I got up on stage and every single day I said I would like you to off X, Y, or Z person, and just nobody ever did it. Does that not mean that I'm still not a terrible person? Like, am I not a terrible person for asking for that? Or just because no one ever took me up on my offer?
That's more of a direct threat, though. That's different.
But hold on a minute. But nobody ever took me up. And according to your logic, if we're going on your logic, that means that because nobody's actually tried Kamala Harris's life, that all of a sudden there's nothing wrong with him calling her a fascist.
It was the same case with Trump until someone went after his life. You guys let you call him Nazi pretty much all you wanted.
I never said that was okay either. I never said it was okay. I thought it was so bad.
Obviously, but you know what I mean. Like,
Jeremy, you should be co-hosting this motherfucker. You killing him.
I love this. He actually understands what I'm saying.
No, yeah, and his understanding of what you said just makes it sound worse that you're saying it. That's the problem.
No, I just have to adjust to him. I just have to adjust to the way he debates and get used to it.
He literally has you looking like a hamster in a wheel at this point. I gotta move it on, gentlemen. I do gotta move it on, but MAGA Reacts, that didn't look good. And I'm gonna chop that shit up into a bunch of shorts. That didn't look good.
Before you go, Tim.
Go ahead.
Before you go, Tim, I just want to say, make sure to read my article about the new rules for conservatives. I think you'll find it very interesting.
If they even exist anymore, I think they've all been called MAGA now. I don't know if the conservatives even exist, but I'll certainly read your article. Gentlemen, thank you for coming through.
Well, I still got a couple last words.
I'll get
two last things. One, I still don't think Trump has fucked up to the level Biden did. I mean, he's getting there. but he hasn't gotten there yet. You know? Because we haven't gotten
Okay, all right.
We haven't gotten anything crazy yet. I mean, things haven't gotten better, but he hasn't fucked up like Biden did.
Give me the second
And
one.
like I said, my first point, I don't have a replacement yet. Find me a replacement that's better. Even if he's a Democrat, I'll switch. Just give me somebody better. I'll switch to Democrat, whatever. Just make
Your answer, when I asked you originally, why do you still support Trump? Instead of saying I don't have a replacement, your answer should have been, I really don't, but he's all we got right now. That should have been your answer.
That was also my answer. Who else? You want me to support Iran? He's the American president, and I'm supporting America.
Okay.
Even if I don't agree with this Iran war, I'm going to support America, and I'm going to hope they do a good job and fucking win this situation in Iran.
Good luck with that. I got to go. MAGA, thank you. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 80,000. Help your boy out with the TikTok cap. Add mustache goals, if you will. That's not what our own intelligence stated. Yeah, Trump threw our intelligence out the window. By the way, he did the same thing in his first term in regards to our intelligence on Russia. There was a Super Bowl interview with him and Bill O'Reilly. And even then, O'Reilly was questioning him, like, you're trusting Russian intelligence over ours? He was doing it then. I never said I was for dropping the bomb. And by the way, I am for life. You said you were for taking out the infrastructure, handsome conservative. You didn't say you were for dropping a nuclear bomb, but you did say you were for doing things that would clearly kill innocent people. So that was the point he made earlier. Looking in the comments here, I want to make sure I didn't miss any super chats, which I absolutely did. Evil B Babu says, no one cares how you live, just like the progressives commercials. No one cares what importance does that serve. And you probably got some hateful MAGA roommates. I'm late to that comment, so I don't quite get what you're saying. But Real Talk says, hey, Tim, ask MAGA reacts about the attempts on Obama's life when Trump was saying those negative comments about him. That's a great, I didn't get to that comment, but that's a great one. Like I said, the problem with the things Trump claims that he is a victim of, it don't take but a little bit of research, just a smidgen of research. And you can find Trump doing the exact same things to somebody else that he's claiming to be a victim of. That's a great point. What my guest is saying. Obama was enduring assassination attempts while you were saying that he was an illegitimate president born in Kenya and saying he's a Muslim and he hates America. You were doing the same stuff to Obama that you're now claiming you are a victim of. And that's like really his entire existence as a politician, is he's crying victim to stuff that he has been doing others. Like the media hates him. He'll go on Fox News and say all kinds of awful shit about the Democrats. That network hates liberals. It's just, it ain't a bunch of different networks, but there are right-wing networks that hate liberals, and he has no problem going on those networks. Almost everything he claims to be a victim of, he's doing to other people. Looking in the comments, they worship the calf when Moses was on the mountain getting the 10 commandments. I had never heard that story. I learned something today. I didn't know about the worshiping the calf story, but now I do. That's why I like it. That's why I enjoy talking to every folks from outside of the out, because I don't think anybody's a know-it-all. I'm sure a lot of you guys did know the story. Ignorant old me, I get it. But I didn't know it. I had never heard of it referred to that way. Billy Watt. No, I did not know that story. I like seeing these two MAGA apes arguing over the banana of Trump. When you know that it is not a banana, it's not a good thing to see. Well, I'm going to tell you, Evil, if they were black, they would call that a racist comment. You said there were two apes arguing over a banana. Jesus. I don't know, Evil. You got to watch your language. I know you're not talking about black guys, but you know we would take that awful. That would be like the Obamas as monkeys. Why Even Try says, I love it. This was always going to happen. I saw it 12 years ago. I told every single person who was willing to talk politics that they would regret Trump eventually. The weight is still bearable. Yeah, they ain't all regretting him, but yeah, you are starting to see some people that are turning. This is where you hear folks saying that the Trump supporters are in a cult. The ones that are not being referred to it as being in a cult are not
riding with Trump still. And I've said this before I continue though. Tim asked Alexa how many times Trump called someone a fascist. I don't think she would have a count for that, but it's a lot. Alexa, how many times has Trump called someone a fascist? I don't think there's going to be an answer for that.
There's no specific count of how many times Trump has called someone a fascist. However, it's noted that Trump and his supporters have increasingly used the term fascist to describe Democrats, especially after his indictments.
Thank you. Alexa, stop. So, no, there's no answer for that. But like I said, everything Trump claims that he's a victim of, he does do that to other people. It would make him look a lot better if it was only happening to him when he was claiming to be a victim. But yeah, well, why were you calling this person a fascist? Then, you know, it kind of fades away. He doesn't have an answer for that. Let me go back to the box, tap the screen, get us up to 80,000 in the like category, if you will. We'll try it out with Takesha Bowie. Taking out the infrastructure is not the same thing as carpet bombing people. No, but you're going to kill innocent people, handsome conservative. If you're taking out infrastructure, most of that is innocent people. You blow up the desalination plants. Those are civilian jobs. You blow up the electric companies, the power plants that Trump. Those are all civilian jobs. You're killing civilians specifically. Those are not military targets. Blowing up bridges and shit. You're killing civilians, which is why my guest on Substack said you're claiming to be pro-life and you're for this stuff. These are you're directly targeting civilian locations. You're killing innocent people. Takesha, good evening.
Let me tell you something, Tim. Until you're ready to talk to me, that's when you pull me up. You don't pull me up and then keep talking to handsome conservative who know he talking about taking folks out. He don't care who it is. He just want to drop some BOMBs. I want to talk about Lil Pivot, Lil ROTC. ROTC said that Trump calling Kamala a fascist has not caused anybody to go after her. So why would, if the Democrats called Trump one, why would he assume that that's what got people going after Trump? If it didn't cause people to go after Kamala, then why would it cause people to go after Trump?
That's a good point, because there is no evidence proving that anybody tried to take his life because he was called a fascist. That is a good point.
That's all I'm saying. They keep saying that's why these people, which I don't believe any of it, is doing this stuff. But if he did the same thing and nothing happened to nobody he's saying this about, why would they assume that's the reason that he's being targeted?
Yeah, I don't, and that's also probably the reason why you haven't heard from any of these alleged assassins, because if they had to give their reason for why they did it, I was sitting around the media and I heard them call him a fascist, so I went and got a gun. I agree with you. That is not why they went after that guy. Yeah, that is not why they went after him.
And the answer to your question today, why do they think it's liberals? Because they don't want to face the fact that not every Republican likes Trump. I accept that everybody on the right side does not support Donald Trump. Yeah. So they just want it to be liberal so bad because they don't want to feel like anybody on that side does not support Trump.
I agree and disagree. I'll just say this. I believe, as opposed to them doing it because they don't want to admit all Republicans don't support Trump, I think they're doing it because it creates a boogeyman. It helps galvanize the hatred towards liberals. If you can convince the right that Trump is an innocent guy and the liberals are hating on him so much, people are trying to kill him. Just like when they were saying the liberals were going after him in court, it galvanized support with Trump. When they were saying, Russia, make him out to be a victim, and it makes the support for him grow. That's what I think it is.
Tim, is what I said. Because once they go against them, they become rhinos. And they're no longer Republicans. So, yeah, they don't want to accept that everybody that's on their side does not support him. And you did something today that I got on you about. You remember when I said when people say something about Trump, you come up with an excuse? You did it at the beginning of the show. I'm going to tell you what you did. Somebody in the comment wrote, Sleepy Trump was sleeping at cabinet meeting today. And you said, well, he's awake now. I said, what the hell?
I don't remember that.
I promise you, you pointed at the screen and you said, well, he's awake now.
Well, that's not making an excuse for him. No, I mean, that's...
The man said the man was asleep in the cabinet meeting. You pointed at the monitor and said, well, Well, he's awake now.
Well, yeah, because it was just.
Tim,
That's not an excuse for him, Takesha. That's not.
Tim,
Yes, ma'am.
Tim,
Yes, ma'am.
Tim.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it again, Tim.
Normally, when I hear my name mentioned this many times, the sheets are wet. So give me another one. Say it again. Give it to Daddy. Say my name again. Say my name again.
Pictures at the end, because I ain't want you to be rock hard the whole time I was in the box. But listen to you. When they say something about Biden, you never take up for Biden.
I do occasionally.
Tim, you went too far today. Well, he's awake now.
Well, I wasn't meant to be a defense of him, Takesha.
Tim, you just like Pivot. You just like ROTC.
Why do you call him ROTC?
Because he pivot just like they do when they walking.
When they're taking the cadence steps. I get what you're saying.
That's what Macarius does.
Oh my God. Okay, so I ROTC.
So I call him the ROTC.
How about this? In the comments, Michael Spark says, I think there are a lot of liberals that won't admit they support President Trump secretly. You think there's any validity to that?
If that's your belief, then I got some land to sell you. I got some beans. They're going to make a bean stout and take you straight to heaven. If that's what you really believe.
Now, see, Robert Kennedy says, not enough commies in here to antagonize. Good night, folks. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's wrong to call Trump a fascist, but it's okay to call the left communist. I don't look.
That's what I mean, Tim. So they really need to stop with the fake outrage. It's getting out of hand.
I agree. You got my agreement on that. If you're okay with name calling, then damn it, don't complain about name calling.
And we're not going to equate Trump's statue to the golden cow. We're going to equate that to the statue that Nebuchadnezzar built of himself. Remember, I always call him King Nebuchadnezzar.
Yes.
Because he ain't just like him. Nebuchadnezzar built a golden statue himself. It was 90 feet tall. So, yeah, we see it. Like I said, you have to be spiritually invested to see what's going on. But, Tim, I want to say that I had a good Mother's Day.
Good to hear that.
I wore my Mother's Day dress, Tim.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm going to show it to you. But listen, Tim, I was waiting for a nice Mother's Day, a nice Mother's Day tweet from the president. The president, Tim.
You don't get good. He
should have been spending the day with Melania and Barron, celebrating her being a mother. And this man was on Truth Social all day, talking about Obama, Biden, Iran, the Supreme Court, Fox News. He was on a rampage. It's Mother's Day, Tim. Can we get a break, Tim?
Unfortunately not. I mean, I don't think Trump has sent out a good holiday message on his Christmas, his Easter message was terrible, his New Year's, all his messages are divisive on holidays. He don't send out good messages.
Don't say nothing, Donald. Just don't say nothing on them days. Let us enjoy those days and just throw it back up at Twitter next night.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know, him and Melania, I don't, that's a different kind of a relationship. So I wouldn't expect him to be.
Just fake it while you're making it.
Well,
act like you spent the day with her. Even though she ain't there, but act like you spent it. And then, come on now.
I mean, like I said, he's a different kind of husband to Keisha, but he is leaving her a huge nest egg. Fragrant Bohemian, thank you for the headphones. Appreciate that. That was beautiful on YouTube. I never seen that before. Thank you. But I mean, listen, he's setting Melania Trump up for legacy wealth. So that's what he's leaving her. It's a ton of money.
Tim.
Yes, ma'am.
Tim, who cares?
She does.
Tim, stop. Let me tell you something about a woman. We like money, Tim.
Lonely therapy.
A woman requires affection. And regardless to what you think a woman do, we want to be loved. Especially by the person that we devoted our life to. I don't care if she signed an NDA, a BNA, or NBA, NBA, or NFL. Every woman wants to be treated special by the person she's with.
You really believe that Melania Trump got with President Trump because she wanted to be loved?
You're not understanding.
I'm sure not.
You can get with a man for many different reasons and still find something about that man that draws you to care for him.
I don't know. I look at that as she was brought in to be a trophy wife, to make me look good at my meetings and things like that. You know, be seen and not heard, one of them kind of deals. But I don't. That was never about love. I don't think that relationship was ever about love.
Richard Gere picked up a prostitute.
Yeah,
and fell in love.
Very similar. Well, yeah, but I don't think Trump. I mean, Michael.
You gotta understand what I'm saying.
I do understand what you're saying.
You can go into some with one intention and it turn into something totally different.
I don't think Trump ever fell in love with her though.
I didn't say he fell in love with her. I said she developed feelings for him.
I don't think that's the case either.
If you say so, Tim.
I mean, you literally can shower her with endless wealth. You can find a chick that will play that role for the rest of your life if you shower them with endless wealth. I don't believe.
Tim,
go ahead.
We some tricky women, and we can hide a lot of stuff. But I promise you, as a woman, it's something you're going to start liking about that person. She may not have loved him, but she liked him.
The man becomes president, the 45th president, and she didn't even move in the White House right away. What woman that really loves her man going to let him move in the White House?
They weren't together. They weren't together.
Right.
She had already fell out of love. Barron was old. I didn't say she loved him now. I said at one point, she had some feelings for him.
In 2015, when President Trump ran, how old was Barron? Like 9 or 10? He's only 20 now.
Tim, Barron could have been 1 year old, and Melania could have liked Trump. She might have liked him before he went and got with Stormy. Let me say that. After Stormy was over.
So you believe that there was a point where Melania Trump was in love with President Trump?
I never said in love. I said liked, cared for.
Intimately.
Cared for.
What is that? It's something a nurse does in hospice? What are you getting at? Cared for? What does that mean?
You know what, Tim?
I'm listening.
I'm not finna argue with you because I'm a woman and you'll never understand what I'm saying. A woman can look at you and say, well, I'm going to get with Tim because he got this good old
let me ask it to you this way. You say she cared for President Trump. If he had went bankrupt while she cared for him, would she have stayed with him?
It's according to when he went bankrupt.
Explain.
If he went bankrupt while she was liking him and caring for him, she going to stand there with him and help him rebuild. If it was a time that she didn't like him, of course she was gonna go about her bill.
I don't believe there's ever been a time.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me at their whole marriage that lady never liked Trump.
I don't believe there was a time throughout their entire marriage, and Melissa case is just opinions. You are right, Melissa. That's what we're doing here. But I don't think there's ever been a time since President Trump and Melania has been together that if he went bankrupt, she would have stayed with him. I think she would have left that dude no matter when he went bankrupt.
I mean, Tim, that's what you believe.
Yes.
But you don't know.
No.
Both of us are just speculating. We're both just speculating.
Yeah, and I'm going to speculate that there's no period throughout their marriage or relationship that she would have stayed with a broke Trump. She would have been out of there.
But I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go. Well, I'm going to show you my pictures. But I don't support Trump. I don't understand the people that do. I wouldn't support Trump if he was a girdle for that fupa I got in my dress. Okay? He couldn't give me that kind of support, Tim. No, never, Tim. I don't care what he does. I still will not support Donald Trump. Period, point blank.
I'll leave it at that.
And for the people that said I support him because of his policies, they can't name you one policy that they support. They'll say, I like the border. What's the policy for the border? Well, I like the border. What's the policy for the border? Well, listen, he's closed the border. Well, what is the policy for the closing. They can never tell you, well, I like to get, what's the policy for that? Well, I don't know the name of it. I don't have a policy just sitting in front of me, but you said you like him for the policy.
Well, he should just, so the correct terminology should just be then, I like him for what he does, period. As opposed to using the word policy.
What they should say is, I support Trump because he's Trump. Because when I look in the mirror, I see Trump. And leave it at that.
There are some people like that. Takesha, and I'll explain that. Thank you for coming through.
All right,
Tim. You have a good night. Thank you for supporting that FUPA you were talking about. Tim, just letting you know now, all the women with him is there for money. Yeah, I don't know. When Trump was a younger guy, he's tall. He wasn't ugly looking. He was an attractive guy, I believe, when he was younger. But yeah, I mean, when you start getting women that are 20 and 30 years younger than you, and they're really attractive, that usually ain't love. That usually is not love. I mean, it happens occasionally, but listen, President Trump, everything's the best and boldest. Look at the shit he promises to us as his constituents. That's what he's sitting at the table doing, rapping to these hoes, talking about how much great shit he can do. Maybe I could change your fucking life. You said your mama car went down. I got a dealership on the south side. This is the kind of way Trump talks. He's promising shit like that to us. You can imagine what he's doing to some chick if he got her in private, all the shit he's telling her. That's what that guy's been doing. That's what's been getting him ass. Now, like I said, he wasn't a bad-looking dude when he was 50 and younger, but you don't normally have models and supermodels and all of this shit like Melania getting with a dude. I don't know what their age difference is, but it's at least 25 years or more. That don't normally happen due to genuine love. Not saying it ain't possible. What I'm saying, it is not likely. It's not likely. If Trump was, Donald, a bus driver, Melania ain't hollering at him. He is not getting with Melania. And I definitely believe that if he had a fellow financial hardship, a la Mike Lindell type shit, my pillow guy with the financial hardship where he had, or Rudolph Giuliani with the financial hardship he had, I think she would have bounced. I think she would have bounced and left him. My opinion, as Melissa said. Looking in the comments, she loves her family. Yeah, but you can love your family and not be him. I mean, she's taking a kid with her. She still can hang around the family and meet them. She don't need to be with Trump. I don't buy it. I believe more in the trophy wife thing. And then when you look at Trump's previous wives and girlfriends, they all are like Eastern European. That don't happen by chance. You just keep finding Eastern European girls. That's not something that just happens organically. You're deliberately setting it up like that. You like these kind of people, you're making it happen. These are foreigners, by the way. You're not meeting, Hispanics in a country that there's a whole bunch of Hispanics. You're meeting people there really is not a lot of them here. So yeah, I actually do believe that, it wasn't about love in my opinion. And it wouldn't surprise me after he passes on and Melania writes a book, probably for an 8-figure deal or something crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if she has something like that in the book. If she comes out and admits it, it would make the book sell even more. Pigs did fly. Obama became president, says Melissa. Was that what they were saying? That yeah, they did. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure somebody did say that before, that pigs would have to fly before we had a black president. But then when he became president, he suddenly was not black. Remember, he was white or mixed or something. He wasn't black. Ivanka loved him. Marla may have. Melania did not. Like I said, when he was younger, he was a decent looking dude. But Melania got with him, what was he, probably 60? I mean, late 50s, 60 or something like that. When you see some of the older pictures of Melania, she was really young. Kind of like, what is her name? Carolyn Leavitt. And I don't know the name of the guy that she's with, but Carolyn, his spokeswoman. That girl's like 28 years old or something like that. Well, woman, she's like 28 or something. Her man is like 59. Now, she just had a child. And the baby she just had, she has less years between her and her baby than she does between her and her husband. Her husband is further apart from her age than the baby she just had. I'm just telling you, this. I don't believe that was just a natural relationship that just developed. I mean, she knew this guy could set her up. Let me move on with the comments and with the show, though. Welcome to the Trump economy, Epstein age. They groomed them, Tim. She's obviously a gold digger, says the chemical. Did you see Trump put up a gold statue of himself? Yes. Yes, I did. I don't like, these two things don't match with what I'm going to say. The No King's Day protests are ridiculous. This guy's not a king. Quit calling him Hitler and all this other shit. Meanwhile, he's putting up gold statues of himself, literally going on social media and tweeting out pictures of himself wearing crowns and standing next to royalty in the UK talking about two kings. Look, at some point, regardless of how much you don't like the liberals, you got to admit he is playing a role in it. He's calling himself king on a number of occasions. Hell, he even posted a picture of himself as Jesus. But then when the liberals say he's going too far, trying to be a king, well, they wrong. They got Trump derangement syndrome. Yet he is posting pictures like that. So look, some of this he has to be held accountable for bringing it on himself. Let me go back to the box. A pimp named Furback. They are going to make a show when President Trump is gone, dead, and when he's dead and gone, and they're going to create a whole TV show about this. I don't think they'll create a TV show. There'll be documentaries and things like that. But I mean, a television show with some of his comments are not even, they're adult like. You can't even put all the shit he did on TV. So I don't think it'll be on TV. A pimp named Furback, good evening. And real quick, Me Too in the comments said Trump vetoed the Colorado water bill after Bobart Epstein push. Massey. And did you hear about that, Furback? That Colorado had their water supply was tainted by like sulfur and salt from the earth. So there was some kind of infrastructure deal to give clean water to, I forgot the name of the town in Colorado. It is the town where Lorena Bobart, she's the congresswoman in that town. But once she pushed with Marjorie Taylor Greene to have the Epstein files be released, he vetoed a bipartisan bill to bring Pueblo, Colorado was the town, to bring them fresh water. He vetoed it because he was pissed off with Bobart and the Epstein files. Have you heard that?
I haven't heard it.
Does it sound like something he would do?
Yes. That's why, to your prompt earlier, I mean, I've said this before, it's hard to have empathy for a guy that would do something like that. You was like, what I mean is you talk about Butler, you talk about these other incidents. Is it a stretch? You just said he just vetoed a bill to help people.
And you just had Melania Trump. You just had Melania Trump on TV the other day reading off a statement talking about how much empathy Trump has, and people laughed at her. I mean, but yeah, no, it's not a stretch if he would do something like that.
Yeah, and that's my point. I mean, like I said, man, I've seen enough of this show. You know, I'll come on here every time you let me up and let MAGA and you and everybody else know this shit could only get worse. the man fixes nothing. Like I said, why have faith in something that you've never seen? I've never seen him fix shit. Now, he can tear up a lot of shit, but I've never seen this dude fix anything in his entire life.
I'll tell you, because the promises were off the chain for back. I mean, I get it. He promised a lot of fantastic, outstanding shit to people on the right. So they're giving him as much of a chance to make that come, to fruition as they can. He promised a lot of good shit.
Well, you from the Windy City. You know what I mean? You're a little older than me, but I think we all come from the time when that white Eldorado pulled up with the diamond in the back of the sunroof top. You know what I mean? He's kicking that gangster lean.
Yes.
He got those girls around him. And he in a fur and they had flip-flops in his February.
What is he, Goldie from the Mac?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, bro. I mean, somebody got to be the mark. I guess he found his mark.
I'll tell you something. He could be a political pimp. As somebody who's been to a couple Trump rallies, he does know how to talk to the listeners. I mean, hell, he had me standing up and clapping a couple of times, and I lean left. He knows he knows what to say to get them ballot pennies dropping. He is good at energizing the crowd. He's really good at that. Which is why he done rallies. He's constantly been doing rallies. He's really good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna knock it. Like I said, I always likened him to Joel Osteen or, you know what I mean, one of those, mega pastors, because that's the appeal he gives to me. But maybe to credit me, I came up in the church kind of like you, and it takes a little more than that to get me to fucking drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
that's just me.
It should. That's the way to be. And in the comments, Melissa Cade says that's the art of the deal. No, that's not a deal. That's him lying to you. If you're standing up and applauding great things he's promising, and you vote for him, and he don't deliver any, he didn't make any deal. He just promised you, just like he's mentioned, like my guest is mentioning, the El Dorado pulls up and he talks to you like a pimp. You know, baby, I'll take you off these streets, baby. I'll put you up where you look. I'll make sure nobody put their hands on you, baby. And that's what he's doing. Meanwhile, it's him gonna put his hands on you and put you back on the street. So what he is doing is he's making all these fantastic promises, what you've been wanting to hear, and he has no intention of delivering on any of that shit. So you're just eating it all up. He's talking to you like a pimp. That's exactly what he's doing. No Live Hill said you've come a long way. What are you talking about? Go ahead, Furback.
No, but that's why I've always said that. I never fell for it because the sense of a businessman means that he's for sale. I never understood this concept that we need a businessman around this country. You know what a businessman would do? He would sell his fucking company for the right price.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't understand this. I mean, in theory it sounds great, but if you peel away the layers, he's a businessman.
Yeah.
He's gonna grift. Yes, he's gonna fraud.
Well, I thought he ran under the art of the deal. I'm not able to really think of any great deals he made. In the comments, so Melissa is saying he ended 8 wars. I don't believe that's true. I don't believe he stopped 8 wars. Go ahead.
Whoever said that, tell him he's about to take him to the moon. It's just him and them, baby. You know what I'm saying? He's about to take him there. You know what I'm
I'll tell you this.
Look up to his caboose.
Yeah, here's why I say that. During the Biden administration, you heard Biden being blamed for all of the war between Gaza and Israel. The right was blaming Biden because Trump was saying if I was president, that war would have never happened. Same thing with the Ukraine-Russia war. They were blaming Biden. I don't recall hearing them blaming Biden for 8 ongoing wars. So when did all these wars that Trump allegedly stopped, when did they begin? Because they were not mentioning them during Biden's administration. There was not 8 wars going on because the right would have been criticizing it. They were talking about no 8 fucking wars, and all of a sudden Trump pops up. I just ended 8 wars. 8 wars that we never talked about. So yeah, that don't make sense to me.
Man, I blame the supporters, man. I mean, it's like I told you before, the kids throwing grapes at the store, he's hitting you in the back of your head while you're trying to get a cantaloupe, and you look over there and his mom like, stop, kid, stop doing that. And you're like, who the fuck is running this show here? So I blame his supporters. That's why he continually pushes the line. He came out as Dr. Jesus. What they got to say?
Dr.
Oh,
Jesus.
man, that's not what he meant. Everybody hands glow. You know what I mean? Well, that's not what he meant. You know what I mean? He just wants what's best like God do. Well, then what the fuck are you saying?
I don't know. To me, Trump is poly, where they can just make him into any shape. No matter what he does, you can make him fit a shape. But I do got a super chat I want to respond to real quick. This person is wanting me to ask Alexa about these 8 wars. Alexa, did President Trump end 8 wars?
President Trump has claimed to end multiple wars, but experts say he's played a significant role in ending fighting in about 4 conflicts. Some conflicts he cites weren't formally declared wars, and some are still ongoing.
Thank you. There you go. So I don't know what they were.
I mean, Alexa says pretty non-biased to me. I don't know what you want, Maggie. I'm just saying that's not me or Tim. She doesn't have a fight in this. So
well, like I said, And like I said, under the Biden administration, they were attributing every ongoing war to Biden's administration being weak and not projecting strength worldwide. And they were not talking about 8 separate wars going on under Biden. So if Trump ended 8 wars, when did they begin? Maybe they all began under him and ended under him. I don't know, but I didn't hear them talking about this under Biden.
Man, Michael says it best. For people that are so anti-trans, this is the most trans political people that you can have, man. They will shape shift in a minute. And I can't take credit, but I heard that from Mike, and he's so right on, man. I mean, no new wars. Well, if it has to be done, I guess we for it. You know what I mean? The tariffs, we gonna pay them, but it's gonna be a little pain for a little bit of gain. Pip shit. Like I said, man, I know one when I hear it, and I'm not the hoe. You see what I'm saying? I'm not the one. But somebody has to be. I ain't knocking the game. I just know the hustle. I just say, hey, how y'all sound now, man? I mean, all the shit, Sleepy Joe. Why this dude up here sleep every fucking day?
Yeah, I don't know. I said, shout out to Trump. He can do a lot of things that MAGA was really attacking the left for doing, and when he does it, it's suddenly okay. So I don't know how he pulls it off other than being a pimp of sorts, but shout out to him for being able to do it. Because like I said, they all said he's a victim because he's being called a fascist and things like that. Meanwhile, you show the clips. You guys are in the stands celebrating when he's calling other people fascists. Now all of a sudden, calling somebody a fascist is wrong. I don't know how he's reached that level.
And I mean, hey, it takes a congregation that's willing to empty their pockets. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. It's Joel Osteen. Everybody ain't going to the church, but he got enough to fill it up. They there every Sunday, so hey, hats off to him.
I'm surprised
when that shit fall off and y'all come in there and the lights is off and the roof is gone. Hey, don't come looking over here asking us where he went.
I'm surprised he never tried that. He would have been really good at that, like an Osteen, like a mega pastor. He would have been really good at that.
I honestly think it was surprised he won the first time. And I honestly think he was surprised how people just went hook, line, and sinker on whatever the fuck he said. That's why I said a minute ago I blame his supporters. He wouldn't look so stupid if you guys would stand up and say something. MAGA Reacts always says, well, he tries it on us first, and if we go for it, then he just sets it out there for the world. Well, y'all go for everything. So then that's why he's out there with Iran and the rest of the free world saying, I think 10 times now that we've won. I've never heard the end of a game. They say, yeah, we won 2 times tonight. It was only one game fucking played, so how you win twice?
It works. I don't have an answer, but that is fucked up. In the comments, Real Talk says, hey, Tim, a MAGA pastor just pleaded guilty to child sexual conduct. Can you ask MAGA what's going on with their members and our children? Damn, I haven't heard that. A MAGA pastor just pleaded guilty to child. I mean, I don't know where to go with that.
That's what they do, bro. That's what they do. Like I said, man, you see the theme in our talk, man. What the churches do? Come back here with the little altar boys and shit. That's what they do. That's what they do. The dude told you, hey, you a traitor if you want to talk about some kids being harmed in that way. What upstanding man that has kids and care about kids says some shit like that?
And real quick in the comments, Scumbag Steez is trying to, I guess, counter the comment by saying the pastor was just following the president. Well, if you're going to say that's too loose of an association to say that the pastor was MAGA, then what about all these assassins you guys are claiming are liberals? They don't have no strong association to Trump. The guy who took out Charlie Kirk, the only thing you can point to is he knew somebody that was trans, and you're using that to somehow say he's a committed liberal, a committed leftist. So understand when you're using this rhetoric, it can't come back to you. If it doesn't take much for you to call somebody a liberal, then it's not going to take much for somebody to call somebody MAGA. So just understand your rhetoric comes back around.
Hey, look at Minnesota. I mean, shit, I don't even think the bodies was cold yet. And they already knew they was left-wing, enthusiasts, and activists. I mean, come on, y'all. Nowhere else. And I guess it's a testament to Trump, but nobody else in a high office like that just comes off the cuff and make those statements. And nobody hold them to account.
Yeah, my thing is, if you're calling all these assassins liberal, where is the evidence? The Trump administration, MAGA, you name it, whatever. They have never showed evidence to suggest the guy who tried to take Trump out at Mar-a-Lago, the guy who was at Butler, Pennsylvania, even the White House correspondents didn't get. Where is the evidence that these guys are liberal? Because that's what they're telling us. These are liberal people trying to take his life. Based on what evidence do we believe they're liberal? I haven't seen it.
No proof required, man. Like I said, it's a theme in this our talk tonight. You know, people, hey, a man walked on water and turned, bread into fish. That's been a story forever. No proof required. Somebody just said it happened. You know what I mean? And I don't knock it. You know, we all need something to get us through the day or whatever gets you up, motivate you. But this is bullshit. This is a man.
That's that.
This is a man that can be touched, that bleeds. You can't bullshit me. Walk on water, dude.
That's that.
Show me.
Well, you saw the guy making his hands glow while he was touching somebody on the forehead. I mean, that's that pimp shit.
Yeah, that's the X-Men shit where your hair can just heal automatically, rejuvenate itself. You can be orange and shit. I guess that's when he's happy, and I guess he turns into a black man when he gets.
Oh my God! Don't say that. That's our president. That is our president.
Chameleon man. He is our president. I didn't vote for him, but I'm gonna tell you people on here now, this shit's not gonna get better. And just come to grips with yourself. Like I said, I lean left. I didn't vote for the man. But I challenge any MAGA to tell me what the fuck he's ever fixed. Okay, the border.
Well, what about him saying, because you're saying the shit's not going to get better. What about him making the promise that after the Iran war, gas is going to become cheaper than it was even before the war?
Once again, Tim,
the El Dorado. The El Dorado.
I hear dice on the locks. I mean, come on, bro. That's why I hear you making me promises. You made promises before. That's what I'm saying. This dude hasn't gained any good will to be like, yeah, we can trust him. We can believe in what he's saying. Other than if you fucking just believe it, like he's your pastor. There's no proof required. Like I said, the man fixes nothing. He tears up a lot of shit, but there's never been proof that he fixes anything. So yeah, I don't need to see 3 more years and hope and wish and that something's gonna happen. Yeah, if history dictates the future, yeah, this shit's just gonna get worse. And people just need to come to grips with that.
You sound like former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin. How's that hope he change it thing working out? You kind of sound, but it's with Trump this time instead of Obama. This is our president. I got to move it on further back, but this is our president, man. This is what we're dealing with.
And one more thing, man, on that Butler stuff. You remember when they tried to get Reagan, right?
Yeah.
You remember when they got Reagan?
Yeah.
If I remember, and I think it's protocol, the doctor came out because he's our president. He works for us. Came out with a statement. There was never a statement on the president's condition after that AI incident happened. I'm just saying.
AI incident.
Tap the screen, people. That's live on TikTok.
Thank you.
Great, by the way, brother. This is just my other page.
Appreciate it. Fair enough. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate the compliment. All right, tap the screen, get the likes on up. He is right. We might be across the 100,000 mark. Let your thumbs not be lazy. By the way, if you enjoy civilized dialogue from all sides of the aisle without any concern of the host trying to block, ban, or censor you, because we don't do that. We're all about free speech here. We're here most weeknights. Doesn't matter what your politics are. We're MAGA friendly. We're not going to silence you because you lean right or left. We believe in letting the people speak. You can be critical of anybody on this program, including yours truly. If you favor that sort of dialogue where everybody gets to speak, left, right, or indifferent, and you're happy to be watching us live on Substack, Clapper, TikTok, or Instagram, follow the program. If you're watching us live currently on YouTube, give your guy a sub. Looking in the comments before we move on. Tim, do you see your brain from the outside looking in? Does it look like they are tar sands like? A bunch of crap mixed in. Why even try? I don't get that statement. You're asking me, do I see my brain from the outside looking in? Does it look like they are tar sands like? You're confusing me. Searching for my life says you fell off. How did I fall off? Searching. Let me know. Let me know on Clapper. Tim, apologize for being horrifically wrong. Just do it. What am I horrifically wrong at? Let me know. Let me know. Feeding your children quality food, not cheap. Can imagine the single parents. You're talking about in this current economy? Yeah. So the question we're asking, first of all, before we get back to the next caller, is why do people still support Trump? Or why do you still support Trump if you are somebody that is watching? We want to talk to some MAGA on it, because I've heard this question mentioned a lot, because obviously my backdrop has people thinking that I'm MAGA. So why do you still support him? So I want to hear you folks. I want to hear from you folks why you still support Trump. Now, before we go to the next caller, and tap the screen, get us on up to, it might be to make the 100,000. Tap the screen. But I'll tell you, there are two types of Trump supporters. Some of you have heard me say this, some of you have not. There are two types of Trump supporters. One type being, and I totally understand this, even African Americans voting for Trump, I understand this. Trump promised a lot of good shit. He was going to end the wars right away. He was going to bring down your grocery prices on day one. He's talking about $2 gas. No tax on tips, getting out rapists and murderers that were hurting people, getting out the bad people out of this country that have no right to be here. I totally understand it. Handsome Venom 47. Thank you for the roll of the dice there on Clapper. I totally understand that. Folks saw President Trump as somebody who's going to deliver us a safer, more prosperous nation, project strength worldwide, even in some of the conflicts that are costing thousands of lives, like the Ukraine-Russian war and the one in Gaza, very quickly. Promised a lot of good shit. I can totally understand I can totally understand how anybody could have heard that if they believed that and voted for him. Certainly made much bigger, better promises than Kamala Harris. In fact, his promises were so much better than Kamala Harris that she started saying no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, because what he said was that great. However, that's one type of Trump supporter. And we can certainly go back and debate whether or not he's delivered on those great promises or not. That's a whole nother conversation. But if you believed what he was saying and thought he could do it, I understand why you would vote for him. That's one type of Trump supporter, people who believed the outstanding, the fantastic promises he made on how he would govern America. The second type of Trump supporter voted for Trump, the man, period. Voted for Trump, the man. I believe this guy is the best match for this country, so much so that I'm going to follow him to the ends of politics. I don't need to really know what he's going to do. I just trust him. So if he changes his mind and goes in a different direction tomorrow, my trust is with him. I have faith that under him, our country will turn out right. I had somebody when I was in line waiting to get in the Trump rally. The guy told me Trump was sent by God. And if you bet on Trump, 99% of the time, it'll turn out well. Just faith. The second type of Trump supporters voted for Trump based on faith. I'm giving you those two because the first type of Trump supporter, the ones who wanted the good shit he promised, many of them are starting to fall off. The second type of Trump supporters, all of them are still on board because they're operating more on faith. He does not necessarily need to deliver. They have faith that he will. And I've often said it's kind of like having faith in the deity. Doesn't come when you want, he comes on time. You know, he works in mysterious ways. He don't need to deliver. Your faith is so strong that you'll roll with the punches. No matter what happens, you're going to roll with the punch. You know, let's say, for instance, you're praying that your relative that is stricken with cancer goes into remission. If they do go into remission, you thank God for answering your prayers. If they don't and they end up passing away, you thank God for the time he gave you with the person. You're going to be thankful no matter what. That's how the faith works with Trump. Doesn't matter what he does. You're going to find good in it no matter what it is. If he promises to end wars and you want him to end wars and he does, you're happy with that. If he ends up starting a few extra wars, a la Venezuela, a la Iran,
threatening to take Greenland, Panama, Canada. Now he's threatening Cuba next. Then you switch over to, well, those are going to be in the best interest of America. Doesn't matter what he does. Your faith in him is so strong that you just switch over positions with him because you didn't vote for the policies. You voted for the man. That's the second type of Trump supporter. Them folks are not going to ever go anywhere. Anyway, so we'll continue on. You're never supposed to have faith in man like that. Well, Takesha, it's a big difference between what you're supposed to do and what actually happens. But those folks, they have faith in the man, which is also why most of the things he says, they believe. They don't need any proof. If he says it, therefore they believe it. Now in the comments, Salty Colonel says, dude is describing Democrats. Give me the Democrat politician that Democrats have faith in to that level. Let me know. Because we know plenty of Democrats wanted Biden to step down. They didn't trust him that he was cognitively up to par. Plenty of Democrats wanted him to give me a Democrat. If you're saying that Democrats think that way, give me a Democrat. Give me a Democratic candidate or Democratic president, politician that the left has faith in, like I just described with President Trump. It does not exist. It does not exist. Literally Kamala Harris. You really believe that, Salty Colonel? Kamala Harris? You really believe that Democrats have the same amount of faith in Kamala Harris as the right has in Trump? Yikes. I don't even want to respond to that so bad. Let me go back to the box. Kamala Harris. Wow. Continuing on with the show. And we're almost at 100. Tap the screen, get the likes showing up. We'll go over to Duke Vader. Good evening, Duke. Welcome to the program. What am I getting wrong today, Duke?
Oh, you talking for MAGA now, huh? That's what you're doing?
Don't you talk for the liberals? You don't talk for the liberals at all, huh?
You're liberal or you're conservative?
What does it matter? This is a political program.
MAGA's not liberal. MAGA's not liberal, bro.
And what is your point? I don't get your point.
So you're talking for MAGA.
So when Trump says the Democrats hate America, is that him talking for Democrats?
You answered my question with a question. So you're talking for MAGA.
Yeah, I'm describing them. What's the point?
Man, listen, man. Stop it. I know you want followers. Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Now that I answered your question, when Trump says the Democrats hate America, they're unpaid, is he talking for Democrats?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Yes, he's talking as the president of the United States. He's telling the truth about Democrats.
Right, and I'm telling the truth about Trump.
As a Republican, he's a Republican. He's not MAGA, he's a Republican. But MAGA is a slogan. What does MAGA stand for?
You telling me Trump is not MAGA, he's a Republican?
Trump is Trump Republican or Democrat?
Neither.
God damn it. Really?
Really? Yes, really.
So Trump, wait a minute. So Trump never was a Democrat?
No, he used to identify as a Democrat years ago, decades ago.
Not identify. He was a registered Democrat.
Okay.
So,
and
then he switched, and now he's registered Republican, right?
Yeah,
he's on the Republican ticket.
Okay,
he's at the Republican convention.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask this question again: Is Donald Trump Republican or Democrat?
He is a Republican in name only.
In name only, he's not registered Republican.
He is a Republican in name only.
What the?
Take your time. Take your time.
Man, Tim, listen, man. I understand that TDS is just like this virus that got off the boat. It's spreading across your people quick. He's a registered Republican.
Yeah.
Say it with me. He's a registered.
What is a rhino? What is a rhino?
It's those who, that term rhino. It's those who pretend like they are for the party, but they're actually not.
There you go. You just described them.
So Donald Trump is really not for the Republic. He's really a Democrat still.
No, he's not a Democrat. He is a populist. He's not real talk. Thank you very much. No, he's a populist.
So who's occupying the White House right now? Is it a Republican or is it a Democrat?
It's a rhino.
A rhino.
Yes.
A rhino Democrat?
No, a rhino, a guy posing as a Republican that is not a Republican.
Let me say something, man. Listen.
Sure.
Nobody in the Republican Party or MAGA is giving up support for Donald Trump. It's y'all who gave up support for Joe Biden while he was still president of the United States. You fired him because he ended up being exactly what we told you was. He was missing. And now you want us to give up support for
So
Trump.
Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't give up support for Trump.
Is Marjorie Taylor Greene the whole party?
No, you said nobody gave up support for him. I'm giving you a person.
Oh man, just because listen, you had Tulsi Gabbard and all of them that left the Democratic Party that gave up support for Joe Biden. Is that the whole party?
No, you said nobody gave up support for Trump. I gave you a person. Now you want the whole party. Did Marjorie Taylor Greene give up support for Trump?
Yes.
All right, then. So somebody did.
So that's okay. You got you one somebody.
Thank you.
Right.
And I can give you a bunch of one somebody else. There's plenty more people. It ain't just her.
Maybe so. You might find five.
Five.
Okay. But bro, listen. We didn't get y'all the one. Like I said, y'all the ones who fired Joe Biden while he was running for office, while he was still president of the United States, while he was popular in your Democratic Party. Okay, and then you didn't have nobody else. Y'all fired him.
Okay.
Because he ended up looking like a fool right after the debate. Yeah, y'all got rid of him. We haven't gotten rid of Donald Trump. We haven't. When have we done that?
I don't think you could get rid. He would probably try to lock your ass up if you try to get rid of him. He don't play fair.
No, bro, he can't. Like, he's not a king.
Could have fooled me. He showed posting pictures of himself with crowns on and shit. He thinks he's a king. No, they don't. Show me a picture of President Obama or Biden posting of themselves with a crown on. They ain't never done no shit like that. You said everybody. You said everybody.
Like y'all always say, Biden and them is not in office.
Okay? When you say everybody, who are you referring to then?
We talk in generalities all the time.
Damn right you do, because you can't stick with the facts.
What's the facts? That MAGA is giving us support for Donald Trump?
Yeah, he's losing some MAGA. Yeah, that's no kidding.
You keep believing that. Hey, you know what? Joseph Goebbels always said,
Oh my God, not the German.
Joseph
Yeah, from World War II.
Yeah, who's he supporting?
He's a Hitler-esque. He was a Third Reich guy.
Yes, yeah, he was a propaganda minister, and he said if you tell a lie long enough, even you'll start to believe it. You start to believe everything that you tell it.
I can't believe a Trump supporter would make a statement like that.
Listen. I understand you want us to go away. I do. I understand you want us to give up support. You're nervous that the midterms are coming. You have no message. You have no leader.
All it is.
Your leader was Jasmine Crockett, and she's gone. What happened to her? She's gone. Now you got who?
Who told you Jasmine Crockett was our leader?
Y'all did.
No, that's
y'all said Jasmine Crockett. So Jasmine Crockett is coming. Here she comes.
Bullshit. That sounds like you guys trying to claim that Kamala Harris was the border czar. That's some labels you guys are coming up with. Those ain't genuine labels. That shit. She never was a leader. Jasmine Crockett never was a leader. Marjorie Taylor Greene was more of a leader of MAGA than Jasmine Crockett was to the Democrats.
Jasmine Crockett Greene was a leader of MAGA.
Bullshit.
Hey man, please pronounce Kamala's name right. She's not black. It's not Kamala. It's Kamala. She's Indian. Okay, please.
Wasn't Trump the first one calling her Kamala?
Oh my goodness. We got three people now. We're arguing.
No, we're not arguing, sir. I don't
argue, sir. I don't do that.
He's not arguing. He asked you a question. That's not an argument.
Tim, if you want to talk to him or talk to me.
No, I want him to talk to you.
I did not come up on the realest show, so if you want to talk to him, I'll drop.
I want him to talk to you.
I don't, bro. I don't talk to.
Why you running? Why you got restless leg syndrome?
Your platform to talk to you.
Okay.
Now, if he has a platform, I will come talk to him.
You sound like you got restless leg syndrome. Do you need to run?
Yeah, one people up at a time, all the time. Not all of a sudden you got.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
I'll let y'all two guys talk.
I can't believe you're running.
Conversation, man.
I'm not in the conversation with you, man.
But you having a conversation. You on a platform where on this platform it is saying
I'll come back up. Hey, handsome. I'll come back.
Why you running, Duke?
All right, yeah.
Duke, why you running?
Bro, I don't do this when you're on my live.
I don't mind. Look, I'll be quiet and let you holler at him for a minute.
One person at a time.
Okay, I'll be the quiet one. I'll give you that. He'll be the one person.
Go ahead, bro. Let him speak, dog. Let him talk. Go ahead, man. What you got to say, bro?
Well, you know what, sir? I do thank you for stepping out of your game room and allowing me to take this chance with you. I really appreciate that. But the thing I wanted to ask you was, being that I'm a young black man and you also a black man too, I wanted to ask you that do you think it's a good thing for me? Like if I decide to support Trump, do you think that's a good thing for me to do it?
Duke?
I let him talk, bro. I think I could have talked to him. Shit, what the fuck? I didn't ask to talk to him. If he had a live and he had a request button, I would come talk to him. There's plenty other people on other platforms that I could go talk to. If he feels that goddamn important, start a live, and then I'll come talk to you, bro. Okay?
Yeah, I'll wait, Mr. Tim, until you finish talking to him. I'll stay quiet and mute myself, so then I can speak with you as well. I do find that ridiculous.
I do too.
Like that, but that is his right. I will respect that.
All right. He got 5 more minutes. All right, so Duke, I don't know why you couldn't speak to the man.
Man, I didn't come to talk.
I get that.
Talk to each other, man. Talk to each other, God.
Real talk, he dropped.
Yeah, sir. You know, the thing is crazy about that because, you see, one thing I sit back and I watch people. You know, I like to observe people and I like to know the true character of people. So I like to ask certain questions to see a person's value or whatnot like that, which I feel that a person should know mine. So I never have any problem with anybody asking me anything because I want you to know what I'm saying is real and not just some talking points or the case may be like that. For him to be a black man of my community, and I hear him many times. I always watch the reruns. I'm sorry, sir, I can't catch it live.
No, I'm fine. Watch the reruns. I'm good with that. Thank you.
Yeah, so I watch the reruns. And I hear him over here as he's so defensive and, defending Trump and stuff like that. Being a part of my community. So I just wanted to ask him, from what he support Trump, do he feel like I should do it? Because my next question, I'm pretty sure he's in the comments. My next question was going to be to ask him, have he watched every time Trump was on TV, every rally that he had, and any point in time he was on TV? And I wanted to see what he said. Because, see, for me, you said something once before, it was a long time ago, and you said that one thing that you could say about Trump, he brought a lot of people into politics.
Absolutely, yes.
And sir, let me tell you something. I was never into politics until he came. More of a case should be like that. Because the simple fact is, I saw people saying a lot of bad things about this man. And I'm not just one to believe for myself. So I need to know if what people saying, if there's validity to what they're saying. Now, I'm not his supporter. I would never support him. I think he's a terrible human being. More of a case should be like that. But at the same time, I have watched every last rally he had since he started running in 2015 or whatever. Yeah. I watched every rally. Up until this point, I watched every time he was on TV.
You watched all of those rallies? Shit.
Sir, there was times I was at work and I got my Bluetooth in my ear because some of them was over 2 hours.
I cannot see how. Here's the reason why I'm so surprised. If you've seen one Trump rally, and I've only been to 2 out of all of the hundreds, if not thousands, I'm not front row Joe. I haven't been to but only 2 Trump rallies, and I'm like, if you've been to one, you've kind of been to all of them. He say the same shit. I think you listen to that over and over again like that.
But see, but at the same time, I believe facts do matter. And at the same time, I need to know if what I heard was me thinking that that was reality, or was it really reality? Is this person doing the same exact thing, or was it circumstantial to reasons why he said that in the previous rally? Is he going to say something in this one? Is it going to be something to where I can hear to say, well, you know what? I do understand why they sit there and say that. Well, no, this man ain't like that, or whatever the case should be like that. So when I come to you, and when I'm having a debate with a Trump supporter, and I say, this is how he is, I'm going back to, I have watched every last one of his rallies.
That's impressive.
Every time he was on TV.
That's impressive.
I have been on his Truth Social. And the thing that blows my mind is, I am not his supporter. When I asked him about things that he did, the thing that's crazy is, how do they not know that? And I do. And I don't support him. Because I believe
the policies.
in the facts.
I think it's exactly what they often say, is that they support his policy. So even if he does sound a bit off his rocker in some cases, like you point out, they support what he not policies, but let's say vision for America. Because he has been kind of short on policies. Most everything he's doing is by executive order, but they support his vision for America.
Sir, I saw this man. I saw this man do a news conference the other day. They asked him about gas prices, and he said gas is not that high. Now, I don't, I laughed when I saw it, but I'm not really sure about what stance he takes. Because I'm a man that had to work, and I got to work. I'm up here in Washington. I put in $91 in my truck, and I was a quarter tank away from full.
Damn.
It should be like that.
Damn.
And you think, if anybody think I'm lying,
No.
sir, I took the picture. I sent it to my wife. I sent it to my 2 brothers to let them see what. And let me tell you something. The reason why it wasn't because I didn't have the money. When I saw it was at $91 and I looked at my gas tank and it was a quarter away from full, I felt some kind of way and pulled the goddamn gas pump out.
Listen, I'll tell you now, my car does not hold that much. Well, in the cost of gas where I'm in is not that high for me to go to $91, but I'm probably about 70. The thing is, what I started doing, because I drive about 80 to 90 miles a day in my day job, and I started just filling up every day, so that I don't have to see that big ass fucking number. So I'll put in $20, $25 a day in gas just to not see that one long full up like that. But I understand where you're coming from. I understand.
When I first got up here to Washington, it was last year, November 1st. Gas was $3.99. Today, I passed the gas station today, is $5.99. Today. I got up here in November, it was $3.99. It's $5.99 now.
Wow.
So when I hear them defending Trump and saying, oh, he's doing good for America, I'm wondering, who are you talking about? Are you talking about people like me that say everyday work in America? And when I took this promotion up here, my company didn't decide to pay for it for me. I had to spend $30,000 of my own money to make it here and move my family here. So when they on this, he's doing good for America, and when they talking about Iran, the thing I want to know is that they say, oh, they was close to building this, but I never hear nobody really ask them what was their enrichment when Trump broke the Obama deal compared to right now. What was the enrichment of that? Because, go ahead, sir.
No, that's a great point, and I would tell you this. Well, here's why I don't buy what Trump is saying. Well, there's a bunch of reasons. First of all, his own intelligence lady, Tulsi Gabbard, said they're not developing a nuclear weapon. Trump needs to explain that. Like, why is she working at the upper level of the government in your administration, and she's saying what she just said? Now, Trump claimed she didn't know what she was talking about. Then why is she still here? And that has not been explained. Why? And not only if she's wrong, not only are we going to ask why she's still here, I need to. Well, what makes you think she's wrong? Where did you get your information from? Some reporter needs to ask him that. If the U.S. intelligence agencies told you through Tulsi Gabbard they're not developing a nuclear bomb, and your response is our agency is wrong, how do you know that? Where did that information come from, and what changes have you made to our agency so that they're not giving you bad information anymore? He hasn't explained any of that. Also, I would go ahead. No, I was also going to say, in regards to your question of how much the enrichment of the uranium has increased since the Obama deal was broken, what I don't get is the Obama deal was broken over a decade ago. You're telling me in 10 years with no restraint on them, they couldn't develop a nuclear bomb, and you just happen to say today a week before they were about to do it? That don't make sense. You broke the Obama deal in your first term, and throughout the rest of your term and all of Biden's term, they couldn't do this. And you just happened to step in a few weeks before they were about to do it with your own intelligence agency saying that ain't true. That don't make sense.
And you know what else don't make sense, sir? In his first term, I remember them saying, because like I said, I'm the type to do my research, and I watch it. I watch it even when I'm at work. I remember them saying, oh, because the reason why Trump had all this pushback because he had rhinos. Yeah. But in this term, it's going to be different. Now, I remember them talking about he hired the best people. He couldn't do it in his first term, so I'm going to give you that. His second term, he was able to do it. But now when somebody who's supposed to give him the information is telling him that the information,
that's a good point.
And she's out there saying it, oh, she wrong?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, what about the best people?
Which to me, it leads to the obvious conclusion. You had an agenda already set on what you was going to do with Iran, and you're dismissing her information because it goes against your agenda. You already had plans on going in and attacking these people. And you just found somebody who told you what you wanted to hear, which was probably Netanyahu.
Yeah, because that's what he's been doing. I saw you play a clip of this man from dating back, way back when, and since he first said it, they still been almost there getting there. Okay, should be like that. But now, and I saw they call it the good liars. I think it's called the good liars, or whatever case should be like that. Or good liars. Yeah, they call it good liars. They go to Trump rallies and ask supporter questions and things of that nature. One time they asked the supporter that do you think Trump is law and order? They said yeah. Do you think Trump will follow the Constitution? They said yeah. Then he asked them if Trump runs for a third term. They said yeah. And I'm sitting there. But they said, but that's against the Constitution. Yeah, I know that, but I still vote for him. I mean, it's so crazy that these people would defend this man as if they just sat down at dinner with him the other day.
Well, like I said,
I just don't understand.
That's why I just gave the spiel that there are two types of Trump supporters, and that's the second type, the faith type, that are saying this is a law and order president. He follows the Constitution. But I would vote for him even if it's unconstitutional. I mean, that's that type. I gotta move it on, but real talk, that's that type. It's the face. Good talk, real talk for sure. You lived up to it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You know it.
Always good. Tap the screen, get us on up to 110 if you would. That's crazy though. Law and order president abides by the Constitution, but we would vote for him even if he does something that's unconstitutional. You can't make it up. That's not what our own intelligence stated. CBOG Kush. Well, Tulsi Gabbard was our intelligence agency. She literally testified that they were not trying to develop a nuclear bomb. I screamed at Democrats that Biden only had 4 years and to find someone to replace his old ass. I hate Democrats a little less than Trump. I hate Trump a ton more, says Wyvern. A lot of people were screaming that Biden should not have ran for a second term. But the problem is, Biden kind of did a little bit of what the left accuses Trump of. He didn't take advice from some of the best and brightest. I'm sure that Biden had campaign advisors probably telling him stuff like that. He didn't take advice. And he's really hurt his party. He's hurt his party immeasurably because the Democrats have lost a lot with Trump succeeding Biden. They've lost a lot. I mean, they've lost seats. They've lost. I mean, I don't know if Trump is going to end up replacing Alito and Thomas. Probably more likely than not, though. I mean, they've lost a lot. So the thing is, if the Democrats lose in the, if the Democrats win, rather, if they win in the midterms, meaning that the Democrats will be inaugurated into the House and Senate and gain control in January of next year, I wonder if Alito and Thomas won't step down. Because if the Democrats take control of the House and Senate, as of January of next year, they can pull a Mitch McConnell and literally tell President Trump, if one of these motherfuckers die, we're not going to hear your Supreme Court pick, just like they did Obama when he was trying to put in Merrick Garland. So, in Trump's best interest, the benefit for Trump is if the Democrats take control of the House and Senate in November, they still have, the Republicans still have 2 months to do all kinds of shit before the Democrats actually officially take office. That may change after Trump. I've said this before, there's a lot of things that are probably going to change after Trump's presidency because he's won in so many non-traditional directions people never expected. There is no reason for that 2-month gap to be there anymore. That was done back in the days of horse travel. Because the president, once he won the election, he had to travel across the country and shit like that. That's why they gave you a 2-month gap. He could go and meet folks in towns that voted him in and things like that. And he's in a horse-drawn carriage or whatever, riding across the countryside on his way to DC to take the office. You got a fucking jet now. You can be there by the night. You don't need a 2-month gap anymore from the day of the election to inauguration day. And because of the damage that can be done in that period of time from a disgruntled losing party, it wouldn't surprise me if after Trump's administration, they try to get rid of that gap. That gap ain't necessary. Once you lose, there should only be so much you can do. Because you can lose and then do all kinds of shit so that the next party coming in are at a disadvantage. So they may change that. But I do believe that if the Democrats win the House and Senate, they are going to pull Mitch McConnell. And if Trump hasn't replaced Alito and Clarence Thomas, he ain't going to be able to replace him for the remainder of his term. The Democrats will just refuse to hear it. Whoever the Senate majority leader is, just do the same thing Mitch McConnell did. Just refuse to even have it up. I mean, ain't a lot the right can really say at this point. They allowed it to happen to Obama. You allowed it to happen to him so he can do it again. So that's another, like I said, anti-rules. That should not be allowed from this point on. They need to codify that. If a president has a rightful Senate pick, Supreme Court pick, it should happen. There's no excuse to deliberately do that. What Mitch McConnell did, there needs to be a law preventing that. There was no legitimate, well, it's close to the election, so we're just going to wait. And then all of a sudden, it's Trump's turn to make a Supreme Court pick that's even closer to the election, and they suddenly have room to do it. That there needs to be a law. If this president is entitled to a Supreme Court pick, he gets that pick, period. There's no reason for that not to happen. Same thing when it comes to winning a position in the House and Senate, where you had an Arizona congresswoman win while the government was shut down, and Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, rather, just refused to certify her. If these people have won the position or they earned the position, damn it, you can't just deliberately hold it up to play politics. That should be changed. They need to codify a law to prevent that from happening. These are things that's coming by way of the Trump administration primarily that I don't think the founding fathers ever intended. So they're going to probably have to end up passing laws so that some of those tricks can't be done. Just stole somebody's Supreme Court pick. They literally just prevented a duly elected president from picking a Supreme Court justice. They just stole that from Obama. Duke is scared. Duke has syndrome issues. Duke is ignorant. He's scared. He's twitching in his seat, says he. Well, he definitely didn't want to come up. He definitely was running. Duke transitioned to a little girl and ran away, says God, you guys are horrible. on Duke, but he did do that. He actually did not want to talk. He did do that. BB Netanyahu's playing Trump like a fiddle. I can't believe Trump fooled me so good. I've been writing since 2015. Straight piece of shit. Damn, Jones. You know something remember, how many of you folks remember QAnon Shaman? Guy that was in the Capitol building on January 6th with the Viking horns on, had his face painted. He said something similar to that, where Tracy Jones says, I can't believe Trump fooled me so good. I've been writing since 2015, straight piece of shit. He did, when it came to the Epstein stuff, QAnon Shaman went on social media and put a picture of Trump and said he's a piece of shit because of how he was refusing to let the Epstein stuff come to light. So I did hear he was Pip named Furback. I did hear he was running for office. I don't know if that race is ended or not, but he was running for Congress, I think, in his state. I'm trying to be nice, but okay. Pussy man, be quiet, says Demar. That's two different people. Now combining comments. Trump didn't fool me for 1 single second. Why even try? Well, look, he fooled me. Call me an idiot. I can take the abuse. Call me an idiot. And by the way, tap the screen, get the likes on it, and I'll explain how I got fooled. Some of you folks already know, but tap the screen, get the likes up to 120. We'll take the next caller. This is uncensored programming. Whether you're watching us on Instagram, TikTok, Substack, or Clapper, follow the program. If you're watching on YouTube, give your boy a sub. We're here most weekdays. We are MAGA friendly. Always have been, always will be. Want to go over to the one and only Denkow. Now, before I got fooled when it come to ending the wars. I really believe when he said I could end the war between Russia and Ukraine in 24 hours, plus or minus a few hours, I believed that. I just thought he had a really good relationship with Vladimir Putin. He still to this day ain't never really said nothing negative about the guy. He had business ventures in Russia. I really believed him. So I fell for that. I actually did. I mean, he's done really bad at that. That war has actually gotten worse since he became president. And he's been president for a while now. It's, 24 hours. He's been president almost 2 years. He done really bad at that. So he fooled me. In the comments, somebody says, were you really fooled? Yeah, I was really fooled by that. And thank you for that like and subscribe, Jimmy, because I actually thought, Trump's relationship with Putin is certainly better than Biden's or Kamala Harris or even Obama's. I thought he had a good enough relationship where he could make some kind of backdoor deal with Putin and they would back off. Just promised them they're not going to be part of NATO and we're not going to send them any weapons anymore. Just stop the fighting. And I thought he could make that happen. He's been horrible at that. But I was fooled by that. Denkow, good evening. Welcome to the program. Trump blames Zelensky. What the fuck? Yeah, he did. He blames Zelensky. Then there was a time he said it was Russia's fault. I mean, he was all over the place with that. But when he was making the campaign promise, I thought it was believable. My fault. I fucked up. My bad. I actually believed him. I thought he could do better than that with the Ukraine-Russia war. When does Trump not lie, says Thomas? He didn't lie about his aggression he was going to take on the border and immigrants. In fact, he went overboard. He promised he was going to get rid of, rapists and murderers, not grandma. He went overboard with that one. So, I mean, to the point where a lot of folks who voted for him to get rid of illegal immigrants that might be rapists and murderers are angry because you went out. I mean, now he's talking about revoking citizenship. He's going let's say you've been a citizen in America since 2005 or some shit. You got a DUI in 2007. They looking to use that to revoke your citizenship. So if you became a naturalized citizen in America, if you've done anything, certainly any felony, they're going to revoke your citizenship. They're looking to get rid of citizens now. So they went well beyond rapists and murderers. They basically are trying to, my opinion here, I know some of my MAGA folks are not going to agree with this. You're entitled to do so. State your case in the comments. If you're a black or brown immigrant, you can get it.
It's as simple as that. If you are a black or brown immigrant and there's a way to deport you, a reason they can come up with, you're good to go. That's how I see it. If I'm wrong, but that's how I see it. If you can get rid of a black or brown immigrant by any means necessary, make it happen. That's to me what it appears that has come down the pipe, came from the top. If you got a black or brown immigrant in your docket, you can get rid of whatever reason you can find to get rid of them. That's what I'm seeing. Super Evil. Good evening. Putin found out Trump was a PDF fuck. My guess is Putin already knew about the Epstein Island. I'm sure that guy knew about that shit already. Super Evil, good evening.
Man, good evening. Damn, it's about time I came up here, man. Shit.
My fault. And in the comments, Why Even Try says, you apologize for helping Trump. Congrats, Tim. Your penance is stop being a both sides guy. If I see where the other side is making sense, I give it credit. I mean, I'm not a one-sided guy. If I see some Trump's doing that makes sense, I give him credit. If I think it's ridiculous, I criticize him. So it kind of puts me in that predicament. Super Evil, what am I getting wrong?
Well, the thing that you're not getting wrong, Duke Nukem is...
that's a Gen X reference. That's 90s. That's DOS. You got to have DOS to know what Duke Nukem is. Wow. My God.
Man, shut the hell up, man. Just sitting there flapping his lips, man.
Duke Nukem and Wolfenstein 3D. You're going back with that. Oh my God, Duke Nukem, man. Yeah, you gotta be old to know what Duke Nukem is. So in other words, so you seeing Duke is just you see him as he ran.
Yeah, man. He's a chicken, man. He's sitting there saying, no, man, so I don't do this, man. No, man. You can't be bringing this dude up here, man. Man, shut up, man.
I don't know why he didn't want the guy was, and this wasn't like Gangsta Grandma. This guy was really civilized. Just asked him a simple question, and he just
didn't just answer the damn question. Simple question. Just answer it.
He didn't have a time of day. So let me ask you. Now I know you do not support President Trump. I'm correct, right?
Hell no, man. I don't support no cult. I don't support people trying to look up to this man saying that he's my daddy, he's my God. No, man, no. Y'all are full of hell.
Why do you think there still are? Because listen, at the end of the day, a lot of his campaign promises have not been realized. In fact, I think more of his campaign promises have not come to fruition than have. Why do you think there's still millions of MAGA that are still riding with him, even though what he promised has not come to light?
Honestly, it goes back to the early teachings of what has been there. When you get somebody this corrupted in office, it's going to lead to the root of all evilness. And that is the thing. And going back to the reference when you had MAGA reacts up here in Jeremy was slamming MAGA, man. I was like, damn, knock him out the box, man. I was like, damn.
Well, that's because, what MAGA reacts did, especially tonight, where he admitted he sometimes defends Trump when he don't even agree with it. He's playing the devil's advocate that I get accused of. I mean, he basically admitted I'm actually giving you positions that I don't believe in myself. He came out and admitted that, so that kind of really hurt his credibility.
Yeah, and it makes him look like an idiot, and then he wants to, just like what Trump does, like you sit there and you live in denial, saying, this is a short excursion. It's a short
He's calling the war. Yeah,
Yeah. His supporters, MAGA. I've had many arguments with them on the program now. You were suggesting that it's not a war we're doing in Iran, but yeah, Trump is calling it a war. When you see him on TV, he's calling it a war. He's not calling it a conflict or an excursion. He is calling it a war. But MAGA was trying to defend him because he's really started an illegal war. I mean, we're not supposed to be at war without Congress. So to make put Trump in a better light, they tried to avoid calling it a war. But Trump is calling it that.
Yeah, this has always been a war since day one. We had no business being in Iraq or Iran. We are basically making our militarily look like it's just a pointless, I don't know, like it's even hard to even really talk about. It's because there's something in the water. There's something that Diet Coke that Trump or that Trump is trying to give out to people. They are being poisoned. Like these people are physically being.
Well, but you do know they think Kamala Harris is going to destroy the whole damn country. So they're going to ride with Trump no matter if his campaign promises are met or not, because they think Kamala Harris was a disaster.
No. Kamala Harris warned us that this idiot diaper man was going to bring us to hell. This man is going to destroy the earth, and
he ain't been that bad, has he?
Yes, he is that bad. Look, this diaper man was sitting in the Oval Office, and I don't know what's the guy's name, but he quit the news industry after 35 years, and this guy was, or I think he's still married to MTG, but how can you sit there and disrespect his wife, and then you are going to quit after 35 years? Like, something should wake up.
Well, they've been letting the man get away with it, so you can't blame him for continuing to do it. And up to and including, you mentioned disrespecting his wife. Remember, he started out doing that with Ted Cruz in his first campaign, talking about, showed a picture of Melania Trump and a picture of Ted Cruz's wife and asked, which one would you choose? I mean, he was doing that in the beginning.
Yeah, and I was really shocked when I actually heard Ted Cruz. He was sitting there like, I'm sorry, MAGA people. I'm sorry. Don't vote for this man. I'm sorry that I lead you into a cult and all this other stuff. And I'm like, really? Tucker Carlson? Really?
Yeah, that surprised me when Tucker Carlson apologized for promoting Trump. But listen, everybody does not let you treat them like shit. And I mean, Trump has said a lot of bad things about many of them are big supporters. Candace, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, calling them folks low IQ. These people, they got millions of supporters. If you look at, because I follow Megyn Kelly and I read a lot of her stuff, and I'm starting to look at some of Tucker Carlson's, even though I think he's full of shit. But if you look at his comment section, there's a whole lot of unhappy MAGA on there. Them folks are MAGA. It's a whole lot of unhappy MAGA on his shit.
Yeah, and those people are hardcore MAGA, like hardcore, real raw MAGA. Like I was shocked when I saw Alex Jones there, and he was like, oh man, we really need to pray for Trump, and oh my God, man, would somebody please get him, please? I'm like, dude, he is just bugging out and crying. I'm like, is this dude serious? Like, really?
Well, some of them got a big problem with the Israelis too. I mean, some of them are not big fans of Israel, and Trump is pretty much all in for Netanyahu. So, I mean, if you go to the far left or the far right, you start meeting anti-Israel people. I mean, just like the far left does not like what he did to Gaza and stuff like that. The far right believes he's part of, that they're part of the deep state and the banking industry and one world type shit. So both the fringes of the parties, far left and far right, is not very pro-Israel. And a lot of the far right are upset with Trump because he's been all in on Netanyahu.
Yeah, as I just said, the root of all evilness is coming from this president. Anything he says, anything he does, anything he touches, it turns to hell. It turns to shit.
Well, you think he's doing that bad of a job?
No, yes. Say yes, Tim. Don't sit there and be like,
Well, before he decided to attack Iran, the economy was not terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible.
No, the economy was fine. Trump messed it all up when Biden left. I miss Biden right now.
Ooh.
A lot of people miss Biden because
I don't know. People miss. I think they don't like Trump, but I don't know if a lot of people miss Biden. I don't know about that one.
Well, we were better than what we were because, as I said, there's just something going on in that Diet Coke that
well,
that Diet Coke will take him to the graveyard. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just say that. And I see a few people in the comments are saying I miss Biden. I'll say this. I miss when politics was not as, I don't know, up in your face or interesting as it is now. I mean, like, because when Trump has made politics interesting, but it's not interesting for the better. I mean, it's not because they're bringing people together and everybody's going kumbaya. It's because we're inching closer and closer to civil unrest. So I miss when politics was a little more boring, where you didn't hear from the president every day. You heard from him once a week. I get they suggested Biden was asleep or whatever, but just getting drowned in inflammatory comments every other day. Because Trump gave a speech today, and once again, he was bashing Obama and Biden. Like, come on now. Obama's been gone for a decade. Like, we hear it. Yeah, I mean,
he's always saying that.
Yeah, I don't get. I mean, because we hear about Trump derangement syndrome, and Trump during his speech today said, that's a real illness, that's a real diagnosis. And I'm looking at the TV saying, I bet your ass won't define what Trump derangement syndrome is, because if you define what it is, if you define what derangement syndrome is, you're going to have Biden derangement syndrome. That's what I always ask. I always ask MAGA, give me the definition of Trump derangement syndrome without using Trump's name. Tell me what derangement syndrome is, because their definition is going to fit stuff that Trump is doing. He has derangement syndrome.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Just simply say, look, tell me one thing that Trump has done or define the syndrome of what is really happening. And MAGA just seem like, I don't know, like they just can't seem to do it.
Well, I just think, like I said, MAGA's on board, the folks who have faith in Trump. The results don't really matter. They're voting for the man. I also say too, one of Trump's biggest successes, certainly in the eyes of MAGA, that's really keeping them on board, is his defeating the liberals. Them victories, liberal tears as they call it. Whether it's the court cases, beating Jack Smith and Fonnie Willis, and getting Disney to pay. A lot of their adoration for Trump comes from Trump beating liberal causes. Now, that stuff does nothing for their life. Trump winning a Disney suit or getting Jimmy Kimmel kicked off air, they'll celebrate that, but that doesn't change their life at all. So a lot of things they're celebrating that Trump has accomplishment, there are things that help Trump out. That stuff doesn't bring down the cost of groceries to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel or to investigate The View. That's doing nothing for them. But they're celebrating this stuff as wins.
Yeah, and I would also say, like, the main part is that you can't silence free speech. This nation was built on free speech.
Yeah.
Like, why are you gonna sit there and actually try to go against, people that are telling that is the truth, but it is also funny at the same time, and like, it's just shocking that he's trying to go after all of these people. It's because Trump is set to get his revenge on the people that don't really like him. Is something wrong?
No, hang on a second. My screen went. Hold on a second. Can you hear me still? Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I do believe he's trying to squash free speech, free anti-Trump speech. If you're critical of Trump, yeah, he's trying to prevent you from being critical of him on a public stage, like on broadcast TV, radio, and stuff like that. He is trying to stop that. He wants to have an environment where the only thing getting out is positive to him, because Fox News is not an honest network. You talk about CNN and MSNBC with fake news. Fox News is not telling the truth any more than MSNBC or CNN, and he's okay with them.
Yeah. And now now the thing is, though, did you see the article now that Fox News is going after Trump now? Did you?
No.
Did you actually? Yeah.
Going after Trump for what?
Something that he shouldn't have said, or some there's a interview or somebody on of the YouTube, and they posted a video that Megyn Kelly or somebody from it is from the Fox News, they are going after him. And then not only that, MTG just sold her house, and she moved out of the it's the US though.
You tell me Marjorie Taylor Greene left the United States. I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Really? I haven't heard that. Where does she? What?
Yeah. Well, like, if you got your computer there, like, type it in.
Alexa,
type it in.
Did Marjorie Taylor Greene leave America? I ain't never heard that.
Marjorie Taylor Greene resigned from Congress on January 5th, 2026, but there's no information about her leaving the United States.
Yeah, I ain't heard nothing like that. I think that would have been big news. I see some retired fireman said he's seen it on the news as well. What news channel did you see that on? I haven't heard that.
She just basically sold her house. It was like,
I mean, she may have sold her house. I mean, she's bashing Trump all over the damn place, but I don't know about her leaving the country. I haven't seen that. Wow. I'd have to look that one up. All right, well, I got to move it on, Evil, but that's news to me. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it is crazy, but I just want to say, I don't know, like, I know I'm going to be crazy to say this, but I got to give hands down to Jeremy, because Jeremy, he
came around. He's came around.
Yeah. He's starting to look kind of like Mike, though. And I don't know what if he's drinking coffee. I don't know if he's trying to disembark, but wow. And then also, you need to apologize to Gangsta.
Oh, no.
Sexy Red.
No.
She is pissed off at him.
She was born pissed off with me. She was born. I can't apologize. That's like apologizing to Trump. He'll just attack you on the next tweet. That's meaningless. That's meaningless. I gotta go, but no. The answer is no. The answer is no.
I am sorry, and you gotta sing a song saying, "Baby, I love you."
I gotta go. I will leave it at that. Thank you for coming through, Evil. You went from evil to crazy. Tap the screen, get the line up. By the way, if you're watching us on Instagram, TikTok, Substack, or Clapper, follow the program. If you're watching us live on YouTube, give your boy a sub. We're here most weekdays. He's trying to get the Kool-Aid out of his system. What the hell does that mean? Getting the looking in the comments, there's a, what does that say? There is